I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
Wait.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it, man.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
He just killed a fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. Yeah, because you got nothing.
Lobito!
Got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA Boxing.
Everybody to BDA Boxing Podcast, broadcasting to you live from the true north. This is your good friend, Mr. BDA. And joining me as always, my co-host, the one, the only King, Bucho. King, are you there? Alright, hold on a second. Who do we got? Okay, we got we're having more people dropping in and out here. Listen, fellas, before we continue in this fantastic post-fight show that we've got here for you, fellas, don't forget you can donate with the super chat if you want to keep the gravy train rolling. Any amount helps, absolutely. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't done so already, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Subscribing and hitting the thumbs up button is the most important thing. Really helps us out. And that's about it. Don't forget to check the Patreon page and the PayPal page as well. Shout out to everybody in the chat room: Trill Bollins, Kit Top Skull, Crazy K, Nes Mendoza, Shelton Film Productions, Hans Flow Boxing Review, and Virtuoso. Many more people to come, I'm sure. Shout out to all you fellas. Virtuoso says, I thought Choco won. Maybe I'm seeing things. Handful Boxing says, another boxing robbery. Shelton says, boxing at it again. Boxing always does this to itself, says Trill Bollins. So shout out to Nes Mendoza. Chris K says, Estrada was about to get knocked out in the 12th. All right, so I'm looking at some people in the Discord that were saying that at worst could have been a draw. But for the most part, I'm seeing people, they're saying even the crowd booed. Bucho, is that what happened? Was the crowd booing?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Yeah, because we had to bail to do this right away. If somebody in the chat... Gonzalo, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, first of all, before we get into the opinions on the decision, was the crowd booing the decision? Because I didn't
hear... I didn't hear the booing, but I'm going to go back to your second to last statement. The Discord cannot be wrong. Sometimes obviously they're right. The majority. Yeah, at worst, it could have been a draw. I agree, but they're setting up the trilogy. They're writing on the wall.
All right.
Well, yeah, they were booing. They were booing the decision. I think they were booing the 117-111
yes,
scorecard.
Sir. Yes, that's true. Recognized.
Yeah, that card was fugazi, as they say in Little Italy.
Shout out to the Mexican fans, bro. They'll even if it's for the fighters, they still boo. If it's too it's too wide, they'll fucking boo that shit.
I've been saying it all along. Ridiculous. Put me in that fucking category. I'm one of those guys. Yes, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, we like to joke around that Gonzalez, because he's Mexican, he'll root for the Mexican. But no, man, I mean, look, 117, 111 was a little bit too much. By the way, fellas, the phone lines are open, so if anybody wants to call in, phone numbers right there in the middle left-hand portion of your screen. Yeah, man, first of all, okay, you guys tell me, because I thought...
That was an amazing fight, man.
Yeah, it was an amazing fight. You guys tell me, I thought Gonzalez... I mean, I thought Estrada did well in the first 4 rounds. I don't know what Chris Mannix was watching. I actually thought Estrada was a little bit in control in those first 4. Then in the middle portion, I think he won 1 or 2, where even in Gonzalez's corner, they were telling him, look, you need to step it up. But in the last 6 rounds, I thought Gonzalez was still competitive, but I thought he was in control for the most part, landing the clear shots. What did you guys think?
I thought that 6th round was brutal for Gonzalez. That was the one round where I said that's not a swing round. He clearly lost.
He got hurt. He got hurt. Recognized. He got hurt.
Yeah, I wouldn't say hurt. He put it this way. He needed to take a step back. He needed to stop throwing. Right, like you could see in his emotion, in his facial reactions, that he needed to take a pause. Right. So, but he kept punching. He got himself together, kept punching, but he clearly lost that round. I thought that for the first, I want to say the first half of the fight, it was pretty even. I edged Gonzalez a little bit. That 3rd round was real close. It could have went either way for me. Now, the second half of the fight, it was a lot of back and forth. And those rounds, most of the rounds, not all of them, but most of the rounds were really, close rounds. But I still thought Roman Gonzalez edged it, but you can say the bigger punches landed were by Estrada.
By Estrada,
the bigger punches, the bigger
BDA,
punches.
Body
shots. If I have to interject, it's because it's something meaningful. If I have to say something, the punches were equal to Gonzalez's power punches. Yes, they were heavier than Estrada's, but the weight that Gonzalez was carrying made it to where the punches that Estrada was landing, the punches were very heavy. But Gonzalez's punches, just because he's a power puncher, they were counting. Both guys' power punches were counting. Estrada's were looking a little more flashy because carrying a little bit more weight. But Gonzalez's punches throughout the course of the fight, they were carrying the power that is always has carried, and they delivered their performance that we always thought that he could deliver, and he backed up his name. Gonzalez as a power puncher, as a good fighter in the lower weights in the 3 divisions, that he cemented himself as one of the greatest fighters of all time. Did he lose? I didn't see him lose. Did he lose? On the scorecard, he lost. They're setting up the trilogy. He didn't lose. In my mind, he won the fight, BDA. He won the fight.
Sorry, who won the fight? Because I was...
Gonzalez won the fight. In my mind, Gonzalez won the fight. Estrada landed the heavier because he had a little bit more weight behind him. But pound for pound, the heavy shots were landed by both guys. Yes, Estrada landed a little bit more flashy of a shot because he's a counter puncher. But throughout the court, you cannot tell me that Gonzalez didn't land the more punches. He did. And Gonzalez, even like you said, in the end, his power still carried to where even the heavier guy that was landing the flashy, heavier shots that you could perceive, Gonzalez was still landing heavy in the end. So his power carried. And I thought he edged the fight. But they're setting up the trilogy. I gotta go, PDA, but that's all I have to say. Great prediction, because I thought you fucking nailed it, man. He's an all-time great, and I'm happy. I'm happy that the performance that Gonzalez delivered, because I do believe he deserved to win the fight. And you can put me in the category, recognized one of the Mexicans do believe that 17-116 scorecard was outrageous. No, Gonzalez deserved to edge the fight, but give us a trilogy.
Well, unfortunately,
I gotta go.
All right, Gonzalo, thank you for dropping by, man.
Thanks, Gonzalo.
Come back if we're still around. In terms of trilogy, the winner now, which is Estrada, is going to have to fight Sorang Visay for a 3rd time. So I don't think he's going to fight Gonzalez a 3rd time. Real quick, shout out to Virtuoso for his contribution with the super chat. He says, "Rest in power, Marvelous Marvin Hagler." Yeah, shout out to Marvelous Marvin, who passed away today, reportedly. Real quick, before we continue, we got somebody on the phone here. We got the phone lines open, fellas, so don't be afraid. 626, you're on the air. 626, what's on your mind?
Hi, what's up? This is Chris K, Undercover Asian.
Oh, Chris, thank you for your contribution, man. I just saw it.
Yeah, I mean, amazing fight, first of all. I've seen both guys in person a lot because, I live in the LA area, so I'm able to catch a lot of their fights live, or I was able to anyway.
Right. Oh, yeah, lucky you, man. We're all jealous over here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I try to take advantage. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to score round by round, especially with such a, closely matched guys. But, I mean, I think most people just felt that Chocolatito had the edge for sure. Most people have it, 7-5, 8-4, maybe draw at the worst. But, yeah, it's that 117-111 scorecard, right? It just kills everything.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's. Yeah, I mean, look, I can understand because it was pretty competitive, but 10 rounds to 3. I mean, that seems when it's a 6-6, 7-5 type of fight, and one guy gets 10 rounds. I mean, I'm sorry that judge, the judge who scored that, was that the judge they mentioned who gave one of the awful scorecards with Malinaji Diaz almost 10 years ago? Does anybody know? All right, because they mentioned that there was a judge, one of those awful. Listen, no coincidence. This is Texas, by the way, right? I mean, Texas, they consistently managed to piss the rest of the boxing world off. Recognize, I mean, 10-3. Is that a little ridiculous, man?
Yeah, 9 rounds to 3 was way off. I mean, 117-111, which is equals 9 rounds to 3 for Estrada.
Oh yeah, I kept saying 10-2. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, they probably would have given the 13th round. Yeah, but like that's way too far. And again, man, salute to the fans in Mexico, in Texas.
Well, it might as well be Mexico.
Salute to the fans in Texas for being true boxing fans. They love Estrada, and I don't think they hate him, but I look at it as they were born the decision. But like Chris K just said, right? That's Chris K on the line. He just said the rounds were hard to score. I mean, look, we're pretty educated boxing fans. We could see who's getting the best, and we could come to a conclusion. And for me, look, if you had it 7-5 the other way, I guess I wouldn't really argue that, or if you had it a draw. But to give that many fucking rounds. To give that many rounds, 9 rounds to 3 in favor of Estrada, I mean, what are you seeing?
Well,
this is not by accident, or we have a different view. It's bullshit.
Chris K, what did you think, man, of the decision?
I mean, yeah, it's one of those things where you could say, yeah, the decision kind of makes sense, right? Because the 2 cards that were reasonable were the 7-5 cards. They went either way, but you kind of look at that funky scorecard, and I mean, yeah, I thought in the middle rounds, I was wondering if you guys picked up on this, but there was a couple rounds in the middle where Chocolatito, or Chocolato, right? Chocolatito, what do they call him?
Yeah,
Chocolatito. I was listening to the Spanish broadcast, and they were calling him Chocolate. The whole fucking
That's usually what the Mexicans call him.
Because somebody was calling him Chocolito in another broadcast. But anyway, yeah, there was a couple rounds where Gonzalez almost stopped punching, and I thought Estrada was really getting to him. I wonder if he was just kind of waiting it out, or maybe he got hurt to the body.
He did.
Worried.
Pause, yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he heard him, he's about to get him out of there. It's just a pause. Yeah. It's like, oh shit, he hit me with a good shot.
That happened against Valoria, I think, when he took a body shot. He just stopped. He just stopped for like 30
I remember that
fight,
yo.
Hey, but by the way, Chris K, now that Estrada, he got the decision on paper, he's going to be fighting Sorong Visay. Based on what we saw from Sorong Visay on Friday, who would you pick in that one?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I did watch that fight. So I was gonna watch that fight, like in the middle rounds, and then by the time I turned it on, it was over. I guess you guys saw that horrible fight. You know, I don't know what to make of
Watch the
this
highlights.
guy these days. Yeah. I don't know what to make of him these days because, you know, he had that awful performance where he went orthodox. And, you know, I don't know if he's fighting subpar competition over and over, you know, he might be losing a step just from inactivity or, you know. And
Hey, Chris K,
he's an
didn't you
older guy,
notice
too.
that fight? Rovi side didn't look worried at all. Like there was no fucking. It was just. He looked like he was sparring in there.
Yeah, he took flush shots, but he just doesn't seem to care, man. He's a psycho, man. He's a fucking psycho.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, Chris K, we gotta move on because we got other people here waiting. But anything else you want to say before we move on?
No, I just wish there was a little more time in that 12th round. So you know, Gonzalez could have put a stamp. You know, I think he could have knocked Estrada out with a little more time.
He was shaking him up
But,
for sure, man. Yeah, he was shaking him up.
Yeah,
He probably would have got up.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, you know, get that third fight. We'll see. At least Gonzalez still looks good, so that was a relief.
Yeah, there's plenty of trilogies to be made in this division. But anyway, Chris K, thank you for your call and thank you for your contribution, man. Really appreciate it. Have a good night, man.
Can I say something real quick?
Bye-bye.
Talk to you later, man.
Good night.
Go ahead, Rivers.
Gonzalez clearly won the fight. Let's be honest here. Unless you score blocked punches, you can't say Estrada won more than 5 rounds.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I gave it. Yeah, 7-5. That third round.
But I would honestly say if you're looking at it straight up, he won like 3 or 4. Unless you're really trying to give him rounds, you couldn't really give him more than 3 or 4.
I'd have to rewatch the fight because I was just keeping a mental score.
Yeah, I was just scoring it, and it was hard for me to score at certain points, man, because it'll be like, you know, they both standing their ground, then Roman's winning the fucking real estate battle, gaining on the inside, catching him with shots. Then he'll catch Roman back, and it was a lot of back and forth. But yeah,
but like look at it like Roman this: when Estrada went forward, he basically landed nothing. Most of his shots were either dodged or blocked.
I mean, yeah, listen.
But when Gonzalez hit him, it was always clean.
Well, not always, but I mean, I get what
to the body.
Yeah,
like
I mean, I get
Morales. Yeah, I was looking at him. I was like, man, am I bugging? But he looks like he throws fucking punches to the body the way Morales used to. When he gets into that like fucking mid range, I'm talking about the straight overhand. When he would throw it, it looked like it kind of was reminiscent of Eric Morales.
A little bit, a little bit. It was
not as strong. Just not as strong, obviously.
Yeah,
Morales has better defense than this guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way,
I would agree. Yeah.
Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, fellas. Hit the like button, and
yeah, I'm gonna go now, but 9-3 Gonzalez.
Whoa. All right. Oh, that's a big white scorecard right there from Rivers. Rivers, if you wanna stay, man, you can just stay in the background. You don't have to leave necessarily. But we got a lot of people, a lot coming up, man. Oh yeah, hold on a second. Give me 2 seconds. By the way, let's go to the phone calls. Real quick here. I don't know if Gonzalo, if you're listening, if you want to jump back up and we're still on, just let me know, man. Let's go to the phone lines real quick here. Let's go to come on now. All right, let's go to 210. 210, you're on the air. 210, what's on your mind?
Hello, BDA?
Yes, that's me.
Are you sure?
Oh, is it John Gonzalez?
Yeah, it's me.
How you doing, John?
Oh, shit.
Horrible bad. I'm in a period E move right now, man. They fucking straight up robbed Gonzalez. I don't know what the fuck anybody saw.
Obviously.
I didn't see no 7-5 fucking fight. I saw a 9.
I didn't see it either.
Most fucking kind of fight.
And this coming from Mexican in Texas.
Just scoring blocked punches.
Yeah, they were scoring blocked punches. Roman had his fucking guard up high all fucking fight. And he was landing fucking on Estrada. Estrada had his hands low, and he would periodically put him up. But I guess fucking apparently here, you just got to fucking punch the gloves, and they count as fucking hits, man.
Exactly. And think about it like this.
Bullshit,
Estrada was backing up. He only was the ring general like maybe 3 or 4 times in the entire fight.
You know what I think happened? I think Estrada told him before the fight, you better back it up. And that's what happened. Hey, John, how did you score the fight? You said.
Huh?
How did you have the fight scored?
I had either 9-3 or I can see 8-4, but nothing more than that at all.
For Gonzalez.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not for me.
For Chocolate.
For Chocolatito. Chocolate.
Yes.
Chocolatote. Yeah, that's how they're gonna call him. Hey, so John, listen, the decision didn't go Gonzalez's way. Most people are pissed off about it. We're gonna talk more about the decision, but who would you pick between Estrada and Sorang Visay in the third fight?
I got Sorang Visay.
Sorang Visay, whoa.
Fucking smart, you know. Yeah. Because fucking Gonzalez is a smaller fighter, and he was hurting Estrada at points and shit. And from what I saw yesterday from Sorang Visay, I know he beat up fucking Artie Bucco and shit, but he was getting fucking as smart as he did.
It's true that Thai guy he fought, he did look like an Asian version of Artie Bucco.
Yeah, dude.
Did he break his nose?
Either way, I mean, Estrada.
A sparring match?
Estrada's gonna fight somebody who, you know, I mean, he beat Sorang Visay convincingly last fight, but I think, you know, Sorang Visay might have his number this next fight coming up. And if he fights Gonzalez, I see it the same thing happening, man.
You never know, man. You never know. Neither guy looked busted up or anything, but it was a hard fight. They threw over 2,000 punches, I think, altogether. So yeah, it's
2,500 over 2,500.
2,400 or 25, yeah, around there.
That's the amount of even Recognize doesn't sell that many bootleg DVDs every year, man. I mean, and that's Recognize. He's a pro, man. Hey, listen, John.
How much Recognize made in 2021 or 2020? That's how much he made all year.
Yeah, Recognize is making a lot of money off of this pandemic, man. Everybody wants to watch DVDs at home. All right, listen, John boy, we gotta go. We gotta move on. But thank you for calling in, and we'll catch you in the next. Catch you on the next.
Is it just? Bye, John.
I was say bye to.
Right,
yeah.
Is it?
Go ahead, Rivers. Go ahead.
Is it just me, or does it look like Rungosai didn't even try in the second fight?
No,
that's what I'm saying. Something, yeah. Something bizarre.
He didn't even try in his fight Friday night. And he still knocked the guy out.
that dude was a bum.
But I'm serious. Go look at his emotions. There was no emotion. It was just come forward. You know,
no
this bar.
defense.
Yeah, I don't care.
But if you look at the guy in the first Estrada fight, and you look at the guy in the second fight, basically not even the same guy.
Yeah,
and he went in with a completely different game plan for a fight he already won.
We're going to talk a little bit more about that next. Before we do that, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. It really helps us out, fellas. Hit the like button. Let's go to another phone call real quick. Hold on a second. 773, you're on the air. 773, what's on your mind?
That's Kevin.
Chocolatito, he sucks. I would have knocked him out.
Oh, come on. Chocolatito sucks. He should have knocked him out. That's what you should have knocked out the guy that's never been knocked out before? Is that what you're saying?
Next call.
Yeah, I would have knocked him out, man. This dude's supposed to be pound for pound. They always talk about him. He sucks. I would have knocked him out.
I think you're being sarcastic. He's being sarcastic.
You weigh like
trolling. He's trolling.
Yeah, he's being sarcastic.
You're like 5'7" and weigh 250, don't you, Kevin? Something like that. The last time you said.
Yeah, man.
That's not fair. You're 250.
Knocked him out. Got him out of there.
No, but seriously, Kevin, seriously, Kevin, who did you have winning the fight?
I didn't even watch it. I watched David Benavidez beat up that can.
Are you kidding me, man?
That's what you chose to watch?
What?
He's being facetious.
Benavidez fought tonight.
He's being facetious. No.
He's joking.
Yeah, no, he did. I swear. He fought. He knocked the dude out.
Yeah, but anyway, listen, we're going to talk about that later. Yeah, Kevin, you're fucking around and you're making us highly uncomfortable, man. Please tell us you didn't watch Benavidez over Chocolatito versus Estrada. I mean, come on now.
I'm going to fucking find that fight right now.
Kevin's
all right, move on.
I think Kevin's a bit on. I think he's on the sauce, man. And I was gonna ask him, do you think Jose Aldo would have knocked out both guys on the same night? He probably would have said, yeah.
I would have knocked him out.
Literally every other dude that calls in is drunk.
Oh, yeah, well, it is BDA at night, so only the crazies call in for the most part. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. John Gonzalez
come out. The freaks come out. The freaks come out at night.
That's right.
Yeah.
John Gonzalez says, cut my call short for this. Well, it is what it is, man. What do you want from me? SSB says, hang up. Everybody's like, hang up. Danny Lopez says, Roman definitely deserved to get his pound-for-pound ranking reestablished for this fight, able to come back from the last, from the loss. T-Tone says, I missed, hold on, let me do the T-Tone voice. I missed the Benavides fight for this fight. You missed the Benavides fight? Oh, you didn't miss much, man. Come on. All right, so let's get
I'm going to find that right now. Where was that fight at?
Showtime.
I demand to know immediately.
It was on Showtime, Pete. It was on Showtime. And by the way, Pete was showing us his television screen, which was all fucked up. I mean, you gotta get better.
I thought I broke the shit.
That's what happens when you buy off the back of trucks from Nigerians, man. That's the quality of television sets you get, man.
You came to me, I got you a better deal, brother.
That's right.
It was a Samsung with a Z. Samsung.
Blitzung. Hey, no, seriously, who did you have winning the fight, the Gonzalez Estrada fight?
Man, that's a hard. I don't score them round by round, and on those kind of fights, maybe I should. But man, how the fuck do you score a fight like that? I mean, I agree. That 17-11 card was too wide, so I don't believe either one of those guys won 9 rounds. But how the fuck are you supposed to assess damage? All they're doing, I mean, they're just throwing. There's not even any kind of. I know some
It looks like
guys.
Chocolatito was edging them out though. In most of those rounds.
I mean, I'll give it this. That was a fucking exciting fight, and both of them are trying to come forward. Now, you look at that 6th and 7th round, and Estrada landed some fucking bombs on Chocolatito. I mean, that 6th round was brutal. He took one of those body punches that Matrix was talking about. One of them was right straight in the solar plexus. It was like a uppercut.
It was like Morales, man.
Yeah. Uppercut body shot, and neither of these guys really. I mean, if you want to say because they stopped throwing, Gonzalez did slow down his output, but half me thinks he's hurt, and half me thinks, well, goddamn, it's a 600 punch that he's thrown. I mean, what the fuck you want him to do? You don't have the right to take a half a round. So,
Gonzalez threw over 1,300 punches.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So in the 6th round, let's just assume he was like 750 punches in, just because he slows down his output. Half of me says, "Oh, he must be hurt," and half of me says, "Well, goddamn, he just threw more punches than most fighters throw all fight."
Hey,
and in that last round, when Estrada was going for the knockout, he was fucking going for it about halfway into the 12th round. He just put his hands down and let Gonzalez tee off on him.
Yeah.
While he was going for it, I thought he was gonna get knocked the fuck out in the 12th round. I thought Chocolatito was gonna knock him out in the 12th.
Yeah, I was saying that. I was telling Bucho that. I was saying, what's this fucking Estrada dropping his hands? I think he was going for the shoulder roll a bit too much. And by the way, just for posterity here, David Sutherland is one of the judges for this fight. He had a 115-113 for Estrada. He's one of the guys that gave 8 rounds to Juan Diaz against Paulo Malignaggi, their first meeting, which is considered one of the worst decisions of the last 10, 12 years. So, no, more than that. So
what were those cards again? I'm sorry. It was a 17-11 for Estrada. Okay.
Yeah.
And then
115-113 for Estrada as well.
Then,
so 7 rounds.
And then I did 115-113 for Chocolatito.
Yeah, I can see 15-13 either way. I just can't imagine. I mean, who knows what these... So you're sitting on one of the ring aprons on one of the boundaries of the ring. You have a fixed seat. The camera can barely keep up with these guys. You know what I mean? They're just throwing and throwing and throwing and turning and turning. So I don't understand how you give either guy 9 rounds. You know what I mean? Like neither one of those guys won 9 rounds. I'd like to see it again.
Hey, can you guys
go ahead, Jimmy.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't know if I didn't even know if I was connected, man. My screen's a little cracked. Dude, I agree. Listen, I just want to say, if I sound a little cunty, it's because Marvin died, and I'm like fucking honestly devastated. I left my carriage. I found out in the supermarket. My buddy walks up, "Hey, Jay," and I was like, stood there like an asshole. I just walked out. I left the carriage in the middle of the aisle, and I want anybody to see me fucking choking up like a schoolgirl. No, I was devastated.
That bad?
Rough, dude. Oh yeah, dude. I mean, I've met him multiple times. He was a great fucking dude. I used to go down and
from your hometown, right?
38 miles away. And we used to drive down there, fucking on the lock. Hey, when you got fucking 12 dudes in a '66 Chevy Impala driving to Brockton, dude, fucking 36 miles, a long way, man. And just to go sit and watch him fucking train, you know what I mean? And it just, dude, he's not much older than me, too. That's which is another fucking.
I was just gonna say, how old do you think he is?
No, he's
Jim?
only
How old do you think he is?
66, dude. He's 12 years older,
Wow.
whatever, you know. But that's
Wow.
fucking still. So like, he was running the 5K with Mickey Ward 2 years ago. He was up at Canastota. I saw him. He's like, yeah, fuck. I ran and talked to Marvin. He's like, yeah, and guys talking. He goes, yeah, dude, he wasn't even sucking wind. Like, no shit. He goes, yeah, because I heard he moved right up here in New Hampshire. He's well, not that far from where I live now, and people would see him running all the time. It just fucking, dude. It just took the legs right out from under me. I was like, what? I mean, it wasn't like you heard he's sick. He's still fucking around.
Yeah, right.
Dude was clean. He wasn't drinking, doing drugs. He was still
What
fucking
happened
running.
there, right? I wonder what the fuck happened there.
Cardiac, I bet.
All right. The first thing, what's being leaked is he took the vaccine last Wednesday. He had an adverse reaction Thursday, and was rushed into the ICU
shit.
and fucking died Saturday.
Damn.
Whether they're gonna try to squash that, I don't know, dude. This to the point where like you start getting athletes or people at least knowing that they're dying of the vaccine. That's not good. That's might turn a lot of people. I know it's got me. My girlfriend already would have said she would have shot me if I took it anyways. But I don't want to say anything on YouTube. But anyway,
She's a good woman.
That's a good But so it's fucking. It's a devastating. I'm a little I'm kind of pissed off and I'm hurt. And I'll be honest with you, the reason why a fighter can throw 1,353 punches in a round because 1,203 of them have nothing on them. Just
That's a good point. Yeah.
Their faces weren't even fucking damaged. That was, to me, dude, it was a lot of shoe shining. You know what I mean? I love it. Listen, Chocolatito, dude. I respect what that kid can do, his angles, change of speeds, all that shit. And I had him winning the fight, too, by the way. Let's just get that out of the way.
That's what I want to get to.
Yeah, dude. At the end of the fight, dude, I guarantee you, every time I have a spot with Mickey or anybody, my face was more jacked up than those two fucking clowns. They didn't even fucking. I just didn't see them cracking each other that much.
Well,
I think Estrada wanted to keep up with him with volume, and they just weren't. Nobody was really. Maybe because the other one was throwing. I just trying to stay in the same pace, and when you throw at that pace, you don't have time. By the end, they're squared off. Just both throwing fucking arm punches, rolling at the shoulder. It's like,
listen,
he's going to get stopped there. But.
Jimmy, I mean, we've seen Chocolatito stop people before. And I mean, I thought, you guys tell me, but I thought that Estrada he had some mustard on his shots, but near the end, he was slapping more, whereas Gonzalez was rocking him a little bit. Like, you could tell he was shaking his foundation with those accurate blows. What did you feel?
He beat him up in that 12th round. That 12th round, he beat up Estrada.
Yes, exactly. Estrada was definitely hurt in the 12th. He got a little goofy leg there. But a lot of that is, I say it all the time, man, conditioning has so much to do whether you're going to get knocked out. And when you throw that many punches, your body's burning. Your lungs are on fire. Your legs, you don't even feel them anymore. You're just trying to you're fighting off instinct. And you just get easier and easier to get clipped. And you can get a little more goofy. But I don't like fights like that. I don't like when they're trying to throw 2,000 fights. I'd rather throw 1,000 and put some more mustard on those fucking things.
I agree with that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I'm just being fucking honest, dude. So people call me a hater, but nobody's. I mean, I was at Boston Garden when fucking Hagler won his title against Vinafino. I was 14 years old. My grandfather took me there for it was my Christmas birthday present because I'm 5 days apart. You know what I mean? I always got fucked. I always got the combined, grabbed something from under the tree. Here's your birthday present, kid.
Well, were you there?
But you know what I mean? But
you were there for the draw. You were there for the draw.
Right, I was. Dude. I was there as a little kid. I got my fucking picture taken. I don't remember it, but when he won the Golden Gloves, my family was big in the Golden Gloves. Like my grandfather was, again, he was a trainer for years. New England Hall of Fame. All my cousins were judges, and they ran the fucking show for a while. So I grew up there as a little kid inside the Lowell Auditorium. To me, it was a place to hang around. Half the time, I didn't even give a fuck about the fights, except for during the finals and shit. They used to have crazy robes, and the guys would give me it was just, I was a little kid. I was like a mascot. I started as a little kid. So I was there, and I remember they made such a big deal. I was real young, probably kindergarten, when he won the fucking tournament.
Jeez.
And because he was a local kid. Oh, yeah, he had hair then, and she was just a kid. You know, he was
Well, listen.
17, 18 years old.
We're gonna get to that.
But anyway, so yeah, I don't want to go too much into that whole fucking thing. But so that's what I mean. Like, I grew up watching Hagler, and remember, everybody after they retire, they get older. Just want to say this one thing: everybody sees life through rose glasses, and Hagler has become more of a diplomat lately in his later years. And again, everybody embraces a great fighter, no matter what they thought of him then. People, you got to understand, outside of Massachusetts and New England, everybody hated Hagler. He was brooding. He didn't talk to the press. It was so Hollywood shit. It wasn't good. So every time he fought, people wanted him to lose. So we always fought for him even more. Like, we were just always behind him. But anyway, so that's why I was already in a bad mood. I take death like that. So I'm one of those dudes.
Yeah, I understand.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
and again, so that's why I'm a little fucking poo-pooed on tonight's fight. I even watched Benavidez fight at the same time because I wanted to see some. I just wanted to see something for myself because I knew this kid from Lynn, that kid Ron Ellis, he fought, is tough as nails. He just wasn't going to win, but he can't. He's never been down, and I've heard that he can take a cannon. And Benavidez was teeing off on. But I saw a variance in his fucking game offense that Canelo, I think. Oof! I don't know if Canelo. He's the kid Canelo wants to fight at 168. I'll just say that.
Yeah, listen, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. But real quick before we continue, shout out to Jaguar who's asking, who donated the super chat. He says, "Are you gonna stream tomorrow?" Yeah, probably, most likely. A second show is deserved for this. Frankie says in another super chat. He says robbery, and I'm a Gallito fan. Oh, all right. So there you have it, man. I mean, listen. When it comes to Gonzalez Estrada, again, like Jimmy's right, man. That Estrada has never really been that big a puncher. That's why when people were making the predictions and they were saying, "Oh, Estrada's got the size advantage." First of all, did you guys see a size advantage for Estrada? I'm curious to get your thoughts on that.
A little bit, yeah. The shoulders, man. I mean, I don't know if that it translates to more weight, but looking at him, he was bigger in a muscular way.
Length. Yeah, his skeleton frame's a little lengthier, but he doesn't have more muscle on his shoulders and his back. And plus, I think Chocolatito's hidden under the trunks, but I think he's got bigger thighs. A lot of your punch comes from your back and your thighs.
Yeah, that's a good point, bro. That's a good point. Yep, I think he does. Gallito is like, he's got a boxer's body. That's the way I see it. He's just a boxer.
Yeah, like a swimmer, right? Wide.
Yeah.
He's got those lats and all that. Yeah. So were you guys surprised when Estrada started off? Because he said through the build-up to the fight, I'm going to push him, I'm going for the knockout. And he certainly did seem to start off trying to back Chocolatito up. Were you guys surprised when Gonzalez started finding his rhythm and standing in front of him and making him miss? Because that's what I saw, man. In the late rounds, I thought he was making
the first round. Yeah, I saw that in the first round. Then I started seeing him get, starting it off in the second round, and then Gonzalez got in, started landing some punches. You could see him backing him up, and you could see, he was still trying to stand his ground. He did for the most of the fight, but there was times he had to back it up. You better back it up. Back your shit up.
Go get your gun, N-word. But yeah, man, listen, he was trying to push him back. But then that's the amazing thing about Gonzalez, man. He stands in front of you, and he's not shoulder rolling or anything. He's not doing the James Toney, Floyd Mayweather thing or Georgie Benton. He's got his chin down, hands up, leans back a little bit, leans back forward, and just an amazing defense. I knew he had a defensive advantage, but it took him a while to sort of...
You know how he does that, brother? You know how he's able to, like, you can't hit him. He's right there, but you can't hit him. And it's hard because what he does, it's a ring IQ. What he does, he figures out your punching space. And basically, if you stand there, chest out, and you put your fist to fist, elbows parallel to the floor, that's usually your punching zone. He just knows there's inches in between, whether you're in it a little, out of it a little. It just takes away. So it looks like he's right there to be hit, but he's either in too close or he's just a little too out. And he's doing it without, you know what I'm saying? Like it's amazing. It's amazing how he does that.
It's instinct, right?
Exactly. It's an instinct, the timing, you're learning. It's a violent dance. They're doing their rhythm, and then you're getting into their space, and then bam, you do your shit, you get out. But he's able to just read everything. That's what he's so great at. And again, I appreciate everything, the skill that kid has. I just wish, again, it almost seemed like they were both trying to just slap each other to death.
I can certainly understand that sentiment or that point of view. By the way, shout out to Texas Bulldog Boxing. Says Benavides was definitely better than Yildirim. Yeah, shout out to Texas Bulldog. We're gonna get to that. But Jimmy, you mentioned the instinct part of it. Chocolatito certainly seemed to figure him out later on. But seeing as how you weren't overall impressed with the punching power, did you still think, however, that Estrada, Chocolatito deserved the win in that one?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Honestly, if I want, I would probably have that no more than 7-5. No less. That's like the best. If I was to say, trying to score whatever, I would score at 7-5 Gonzalez. But honestly, I think I had it at 8-4, but it was hard because I had the other TV going with fucking watching the other fight too.
Sure.
Yeah, that third round was tricky for me. That third round, if I give it to Gonzalez, it's 8-4. But I think I ended up giving it to, let me see, I think I was writing it down.
So I guarantee those two cards that.
Yeah, I had a 7-5, but
yeah,
I put a swing round.
Listen, dude. One more thing, not to be long-winded, but when a fighter knows he lost the fight, I'll tell you right now, when he capitulates real quick to a trilogy. Nobody celebrates. Nobody thinks they win, and is like fucking so quick.
Did you see his reaction, Jimmy?
Yeah, dude. Listen, his corner was telling him in the fucking the ninth round, you need a knockout. You know what I mean? When you're not winning the fight when 3 rounds before it ends, your corner's telling you do something that's most likely not going to happen. So they're asking you to go out on a ledge to put yourself in a position to get cracked by him. So think about it. They truly thought he lost that fight, and so did he. That's why he was so quick, not to praise himself, but because, you know what? And again, props to him, class act for Estrada. Right away, he's like, he deserves a trilogy. The only time somebody says that, yeah, he deserves it. If you thought you dominated or beat the kid, you wouldn't be telling him, he doesn't deserve it. I beat him. When a fighter's that quick to say he deserves a trilogy or deserves a rematch, because he knows he got a gift.
That's interesting, man. That's because I didn't see that reaction. I had to jump off right away to start the stream. So he said yes for the trilogy right away. That's interesting.
First thing out of his mouth, almost. He just felt he won. The first question goes, I felt I did enough to win, which, he's not going to poo-poo his own victory. The second thing is when he mentioned that. And then I got off because he said, we'll get back to the trilogy. But by then I got off too.
But that's interesting, man. That's interesting because when they were in the 6th round, I believe, or 6th, 7th round, Gonzalez's corner was the one that was being very agitated. Like, you need to do this.
They told him to be They told him to be an asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
He was getting cracked in that 6th round, man. A lot of shots in that 6th round. I don't think they like that.
Yeah, and then
Pete was right on the money about the judge sitting still. You can't have a judge like that archaic style for. You're only catching one angle, and it's still ridiculous scoring.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible. They did a terrible job. But again, when they're throwing that many punches, I'm telling you, I would rather have them in a booth, closed off, so you don't hear the fucking crowd, and they sit with all the camera views, maybe 3 different TVs, so they could see and then even between rounds, they can rewind something. They weren't too sure on something. Was that a connected blow? They have a fucking minute to go through shit then before put their score down. It would just make it more accurate. I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking wishing, but this is what happens when you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Just a tough fight to score. Just no knockdowns, no. Just no. It's just tough to. And I tell you what, I bet you those 2 scorecards that were the 15-13 cards. I bet you look at those right next to each other, and they don't agree on any of the fucking rounds. I bet you those, in terms of how they agreed with one another, I bet you that those 2 are all over the place in terms of agreed upon rounds.
Yeah.
It's not just that. It won't just be like 2 rounds off they disagree on some swing round. It's going to be fucking. There won't be a round that matches, I bet. They'll be all over the place.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure somebody's going to post them on Twitter. Yeah, somebody's going to surely post them on Twitter. It's going to be interesting to look at exactly what happened there. But, listen, with Gonzalez and Estrada, that's a good point also you guys are making about how they were both exchanging shots, no knockdowns. But I still maintain, I saw Gonzalez rocking him more, rocking his foundation with those shots.
Him. You're saying, you mean to say when Estrada started basically putting it in reverse, excuse me, taking steps back? What?
Now, even when he stood in front of Gonzalez, Gonzalez would tag him, and you could tell that it would shake him, like boom, like his feet would.
He stiff-legged him. You would see him instead of bouncing down, you would see his leg go stiff. You know what I mean? You'll just notice when somebody gets a little rocked on a shot, if they're coming back, you'll see their legs just go stiff. It's a natural reaction. It's subtle, but it's a natural reaction.
Yeah, you would catch that. You would catch that when I wouldn't. I would not catch something. I wouldn't catch that.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I saw Estrada stiff leg a few times, especially in the 12th.
Hey, by the way,
yeah, the 12th, I don't doubt it because goddamn, he just put his fucking hands down and started just hooking off with that move. Total disregard.
Why would you do that if you think you won the fight?
Exactly.
No, he went for it.
Well, listen.
Exactly, dude.
One thing though, I have to say, Estrada does that regardless of whether he's winning or losing. He will go for the finish. But here's the thing: his corner told him, "You need to go out there and do something big." And he didn't get the best of it in the 12th round. It was maybe I have to rewatch it, but that's what I saw. So I think he knows in his heart of hearts. A fighter knows when the other guy get the best of him throughout the fight. And I think Estrada in his heart of hearts, yeah. By the way, real quick, shout out to Johnny Boy, who's donated with the super chat. He says, absolutely sickening what I just saw. Great fight with legacy and pound for pound contention, ruined by corrupt judges who never put on gloves in their life. All right, Johnny Boy, shout out to you, man. Thank you for your contribution. Unrivaled texted me, by the way. He says, tell people that the fight is the best fight I've seen this year. Absolutely phenomenal. He had Chocolatito winning 116-112. He says, shame that we have to keep talking about these incompetent judges. Yeah, man. I mean, that seems to be everything we're talking about more than anything else. Because the fight was good. Again, Jimmy, I do understand, though, if you say that wasn't exactly the most scintillating because of the power deficit from both guys, especially Estrada. But, I mean, you have to, especially the first 6 rounds. I don't know about you fellas, I thought somebody was going to go down eventually. Because they were, first little guys that were planting themselves there.
After the 6th round, I thought it might have been
Gonzalez.
Chocolatito, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, with the judge thing, maybe I'm jaded now. You know,
it's not Estrada's fault. You know what I'm saying? He went out there and fought his fight. And
sure.
I hear what Jimmy's saying in terms of the volume. It seems like sometimes it's just sheer volume from both guys where they're just throwing punches for the sake of it.
Conditioning is insane, man. That's what I'm thinking. I'm watching and I'm saying, oh, God, imagine how many fucking they had to spar, how hard they had to train. You know what I mean? Gonzalo, man. I mean, fucking Chocolatito, that kid he must jog his ass off or something. I don't know. Does he train down in Panama? Is that where he trains? I don't know exactly even where he trains.
He's old.
You know, like where they make beef jerky, like in a dehumidifier. He must just sit in one of those fucking dehumidifiers. Fucking.
Yeah, he's got the pores open. Yeah, his nasal passages are wide open.
And I'll tell you, there's a lot of talk about that banana shit. I've heard that my whole life. A lot of these kids who fucking fighters who chow bananas, man, like going out of business, crack hard. You know,
what are you talking about? Bananas? What are you talking about?
A lot of fucking those Caribbean kids, the heavy punches. I mean, they attributed to that, but who knows?
You talking about Gonzalez?
There's a lot of potassium in it. Bananas have a lot of
potassium. Let's talk about the
potassium.
Brackus fight. Let's talk about the co-main event.
No. Shut the no.
I didn't even see that fight. I just turned it off when that fight came on.
Yeah, I was doing something else as well, man. By the way,
I don't watch. What
was the
girls?
It was girls, or as Reverse Lee called it in the chat in the Discord. He called it the slut. No, what did he call it? The slut fight or something like. I mean, Reverse is a crazy fucking guy. He needs to learn some manners because we respect women here on this podcast. By the way, shout out to G Boogie who says, "Hello, fellas, great fight, piss poor judging, Jimmy. I feel your pain," he says.
He
says, "We lost a great boxer. Rest in peace, champ. I got to go to sleep to turn out into Jason from Friday the 13th and assassinate the 2 judges." Oh, he's kidding, of course. OG Boogie is kidding. But G Boogie, thank you for your contribution, man. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the hit the like. And before we continue, real quick, let's go to a phone call here. 929, you're on the air. 929, what's on your mind?
Yo, BDA, what's up?
What you doing, man? Is this Virtuoso?
Virtuoso.
Yeah, this is me.
How you doing, man?
I'm okay, man. I really enjoyed the fight, man. I thought it was a great fight. You know, it's too bad that it got more by controversy. You know, I thought Chocolatito edged it 7-5. That's the most I could give. Estrada is 5 rounds. I think he was mostly hitting gloves. And I thought Roman Gonzalez outlanded him. But I can see why it was such like that type of fight where you see a lot of swing rounds. When you see them punch him, it's like the way they react. They just basically take it like it's just a mosquito bite. They really are poker face, warriors, man. They really are tough. It's just, Texas to me, I just think has a tendency to just bail out, struggling Mexican fighters. I don't think they deserve boxing anymore. They should just stop, all the boxing that's over there, in my opinion.
So you said you would give Estrada 5 rounds at
Gonzalez.
the most.
You said, yeah.
Yeah, Estrada, I would give him 5 rounds. Yeah, the thing is, I actually picked him to win. It's just I'm being honest, like I thought that
to win too.
Yeah, I thought Chocolatito pulled one out, and like you can tell, by the way he broke down emotionally that he really wanted that win. I guess many people didn't give him credit, for him beating him the first time. A lot of people thought that was a fucking, that was a robbery, for Estrada. But I thought, hell, just give him a draw, and just make it, 1-1, I guess, and then you can have the rubber matches probably settle it up. But that's just how boxing is, man. I really can't explain it, man. But yeah, we do need to assassinate these judges, or at least
whoa. Yeah, you're.
Well, they could watch it with. All right, let me reiterate. They shouldn't be at ringside at all.
You're saying they should be publicly spanked. Their asses should be publicly spanked. That's what you're saying, right? Their bare asses.
No, I would say.
That's what I heard you say.
No.
All right.
Calm down, Colonel.
That's what we want you to say.
This is not a Ryan Garcia fight. Take it easy.
Oh, it should be. Yeah. Anyway, hey, by the way, Virtuoso. So now the winner of this fight, which is Estrada on paper, he will be facing Sorong Visa in the third fight. How do you see that one going?
Oh, wow, man. I mean, I really like, Estrada, the last time around when he fought Sorong Visa. Did they fight once or twice?
Twice.
They fought twice, so this is a trilogy for Estrada and Risaket. Okay. Wow, I really don't know, man. I really don't know, because I haven't seen, Sorong Visa lately to really gauge how he is right now. But my money's on Estrada, man. I just think he's a more responsible boxer. The guy knows what he's doing out there, and he doesn't really waste punches over there. I think, he's more judicious as a puncher, but he's aggressive, And I think he's going to do the same thing the last time. He just basically just take away, the angle, and try to outbox him. That's all I can say about that.
All right. Well, listen, good insight in there. See, that's the interesting thing about boxing fans. They picked one guy, but if they felt he didn't deserve the win, they'll tell it to you straight, man. So, Virtuoso, thank you for your call, man. Appreciate it, and catch you in the next one. All right, man?
Always, man. Peace out,
right.
guys.
Peace out. Take it easy. Before we continue, don't forget to hit the like button. Really would help us out. It really does help us out, by the way. We just wouldn't. It will. So I'm telling you right now, I'm putting my foot down. Hit that like button. Shout out to Mark, who just dropped in. Mark, are you there?
Yeah, I've only got a couple of minutes because I'm exhausted. Big up to everybody.
Excuses already.
I just want to say the fight was amazing. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, we can, Mark.
Yeah, the fight was absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, incompetent judging is taken away from just how good the fight was, right?
Mm-hmm.
But all I want to know and all I want to be questioning, and all I want the state athletic commissions to do now is start questioning. When in the world does a dude deserve to win a fight when he gets outlanded? He's not the ring general. He gets hit with more power punches per round, by the way. More power punches per round. Gets outlanded in most departments, and he outthrows the other dude, by the way, which means the other dude made him miss more. How the fuck do you want to fight for that?
It's Texas, man. It's Texas. And not for nothing, Mark, but like I agree with you. I thought Gonzalez won the fight. But like Jimmy said too, if the other guy lets his hands go, he gives himself the benefit of the doubt. I don't agree with the decision, but it's Texas, man. I mean, I don't know what else we can say.
Yo, bro, all I can say is, and I'm gonna say something very, very controversial just before I jumped off. Everybody talks about privileges in boxing. The most privileged fighters on scorecards in the world these days are Mexicans. Have it easy.
Well, listen, I mean, it's well, who Canelo has gotten the benefit of the doubt in some of his fights. Who else? Which other Mexican? I'm trying to scratch my noggin here, thinking about it. Anybody?
I can't think of anybody off the top, but those are the ones that, well, at least Estrada got the benefit of the doubt in this fight, and then you got Canelo. Munguia against who though?
Against the Irish dude.
Hogan.
Yeah, Hogan.
I thought he beat Hogan. You didn't think he won?
He looked very bad in that one.
Close. Yeah, he looked bad, but I thought he won.
Yeah, Hogan can't punch worth shit. He's fucking white ass punches. But I mean, look, listen. Regardless of whether Mexicans are getting the decisions on privilege, Mexican privilege, I thought Estrada lost this fight, and I think everybody here agrees, right, that he should have lost the fight.
I thought he lost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like scoring off the top, and I'm pretty sure if I saw it again, I would probably see it wider because I put a lot of points to ring general, unless you're doing something really fucking awesome and the guy's ineffective. That wasn't the case, but I had it 7-5 or 8-4 for Roman. I thought he won the fight, man.
Could you have seen it as a draw?
I mean, that would be being generous to Estrada. I mean, I would have been happier with a draw, obviously, but you know what? I'm not surprised because they make for entertaining fights that you might see them say, all right, whoever wins the third fight, like straight up, we're just gonna give it to the winner. Not that I want boxing to be that way, but maybe I'm jaded to it, so I wasn't surprised. No, I wasn't at all.
You're not jaded. Can I give you a quick breakdown? I recognize what I saw in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, look, this was a close fight, and I thought, if Estrada, being the slightly bigger man, he could keep it. Oh, there you go, burping again. But anyways, yeah.
No, I didn't mean to. That was an accident. I thought I was muted.
If he wasn't gonna get pushed back against the ropes, which he didn't, Estrada didn't get pushed back toward the one guy, and El Gallito retreated totally where he was back, with the exception of one round. He kept it in the center of the ring, but that's a testament to Gonzalez's skill, like he did with the fight against a boxer. But this guy in Estrada, boxer puncher, counter puncher, but he didn't get pushed back, and even so, Gonzalez was still able to control the fight in the center on the edges of the ring without getting close to the ropes. He kept it to where, Estrada said, you want to fight me? You want to keep it boxing? I'm going to impose your power. I want to push you. And Gonzalez pushed back. So you want to make it a fight in the center? We did. And he still won. I think Gonzalez still controlled, and it was a 7-5 type of fight. Although Estrada did land the heavier, maybe cleaner shots here and there. Gonzalez's power still carried to where even the smaller man in the latter rounds was still landing some thudding shots, as somebody alluded to. And I thought it was a good fight, and they're setting it up for the trilogy. I do think that Gonzalez got robbed. Was it like something egregious that like he fucking got robbed, that despicable? No, but he should have deserved to get the win for the legacy of the Nicaraguan fighter just fucking trailing behind Alexis Arguello. Alexis Arguello, a great fighter, and the little guys many times we talk about, do they get the credit or the respect? Will they ever not? Like Ricardo Lopez, a small Mexican that is never even mentioned, like Julio Cesar Chavez or Salvador Sanchez. Well, this guy is trailing behind Alexis Arguello. He delivered that one performance, coming off 2-3 victories after he got knocked out to Rung Visay. But nonetheless, he still delivered, and he still beat a great fighter, a good fighter. Now, one more thing that I have to mention: if Estrada, what they're still keeping it in the center of the ring, because Gonzalez is lesser size, but still fucking good punching power. They were still landing 30 shots in the latter part of the half. They will still keep it in the center of the ring. Estrada, some of you guys, and I remember this because I said he got to keep it in the center of the ring to win, and he's gonna knock out Gonzalez. But I remember you guys said he doesn't turn over his punches as a counter puncher. Why did Estrada not turn over his punches? Maybe because if he turns them over, he's just one split second behind to where the guy that's putting the pressure and is like transitioning his body weight to where he's already in the pocket. He's turning you. He's punching. He's gonna catch Estrada with a shot that's gonna fucking rattle him, and he's gonna be hurt. And that's the reason, not because his elbows are hurt. He don't want to turn over his punches because he don't want to be vulnerable. He don't want to be, although he is the bigger guy, he don't want to be vulnerable, and he does not want to expose himself against Gonzalez. And still, Gonzalez, he was carrying the power in the 9th round. I thought he won the 7-5. That's all I can say, and that's the best I can do to explain. I know maybe I'm not the best at explaining some things, but
it was good. It was good, man. It was good, Gonzalo. And I think you're right. I think, yeah, because you would see when they would exchange, like Jimmy was saying too, and recognize that subtle defense from Gonzalez. He'll lean back or he'll roll sometimes with some of the shots and then come back with short shots that the ones you don't see are the ones that really rattle you. And I think that's why Estrada, in particular in this fight, didn't want to load up too much. He did try to go for it though in certain spots, but I mean, for the most part, I think he got outlanded, man. And I don't understand some people that would say, oh, Estrada won cleanly. I think you need to rewatch the fight or maybe brush up on your boxing knowledge. Let's go to the phone lines real quick. 623, you're on the air. 623, what's on your mind?
Yo, what up, BDA? What's cracking?
You tell me, man. Is this somebody we know, by the way? Just so before we proceed.
To another great victory for Mexico. I had Gallo Estrada up 9-3, man. He outboxed him. He beat his ass pretty easy. It was a good fight, though. It was a very good fight.
Yeah, sure.
Why you had a 9-3, Gallo?
You know, what can we say, man?
Mexican?
You know, the Central Americans, they're our sons. You know, we have them as bastard children.
Hey, why didn't you have it 12-0 for Estrada? You don't sound like a real Mexican if you didn't have it that way, man. Come on.
And Mark, that was the Mark.
He's just gonna brush aside my joke. Okay, let's go. Go ahead.
No, is Mark still there?
Hold on, let me see. Yes, I'm here. What can I do for you, laddie?
Well, anyways, man,
the fuck you want
on top.
The fuck you want from me?
We're the best. Get it through your heads and
go ahead and speak. I'm waiting for you to say something, you fucking laddie boy.
Wait, is this Nopal?
Fucking Mexican?
No, it's Bay Area.
No, he hung up before he could
Oh,
identify
I haven't
himself.
heard Bay Area in a long time. Wow.
Well, he hung up, so
I haven't heard Bay Area.
Call back Bay Area. We want to talk to you a little bit more. Get to the bottom of things.
No, I don't think everyone. Nah.
I don't think he's going to call back. But listen, anyway, I wanted to say, okay, so Gonzalo made some excellent points, by the way, about the turning the shots over. But look, he met with a guy that's the other thing. Like, I want to get back to that because most people were picking Estrada because he was a stronger fighter. But Estrada's not the type of guy that's going to lean on you like Andrew Ward or Tyson Fury and really out-muscle you. So, I mean, I think it definitely helped him take a punch, right? In a lot of ways.
Yeah, I thought so. Like the first fight. Think of the first fight. You could see that Gonzalez had him more on the back foot and hitting those ropes in that fight compared to this one. But still, like in all, I thought it was more. I thought the first fight was competitive, but I thought this one was a bit more competitive than the last one. It's more exciting, but yeah, the weight, of course, man. The weight definitely helps. You know, he was when they fought, they were at 108, right? That's like fucking what is that minimum weight?
Something like that. Well, minimum weight is 108. Yeah. It's 105 or 108.
Flyweight? 105.
No, 105 is minimum, and then 108 is
strawweight.
Strawweight.
Strawweight, yeah.
I think it's strawweight. Yeah.
Hey, by the way, did you guys see that 4'9" tall guy or whatever? I forget how tall he was. Who fought on the undercard against Kyoguchi, whatever his name is. What the fuck was? Yo, that guy was.
I kept, on the Discord, like people kept talking about how short he was.
Yeah, he was short, man.
I was still out and about when that happened. So that fight.
To Gonzalo's point too, if the more you turn your wrist over, so if you're turning your punches over, as you just got to think of it this way. So if you're throwing almost like the Rock'em Sock'em robot, you know how they don't turn the wrist over all just back, but in that position you can pull your hands back to protect your head the fastest, right? It's when you turn your hands over, you deliver more power, but as you turn your hands over, you're bringing your shoulder up, it's pushing your head, to whatever, if you're throwing left or right, And again, it's exposing your side of your jaw. It's just, again, the more you turn I can't stress that enough. When you load up on a punch, you absolutely expose yourself. And it didn't seem like when two guys just squared off throwing arm punches, it's like they're not, I'm not saying that's what they did all night, but.
Yeah, Jimmy, I thought that too, that they, especially with Estrada, he wanted to get those punches off instead of turning his punches, because it was like split seconds. These guys were going right back at each other. It's like I land and you land and I land and you land.
Dude, there
course,
wasn't even a
Gonzalez was getting the best
scratch on their faces, man. It was just shocking. How can you get hit with fucking 700 punches? You don't even have a fucking welt.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point.
You know what I mean? What the fuck?
I think the CompuBox or punch stats, whatever they call it, I think they exaggerate a little bit in the amount of punches landed. Because again, both
they
guys
said in total they said it was 2,500 punches.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if it was that, but it was a lot of fucking punches. That's for sure.
Yeah, both guys have very solid defense. Was that
what
Jimmy?
Was their percentage? Their connect percentage.
Let me check it out, man. Because
it was low. It was low, yeah. Because I think Chocolatito threw over 1,300 punches, almost landed 400. Almost. He was a little under that. And Estrada was over 1,200 and low 300s, maybe like 325 the most.
It's around 25 to 30% from.
Yeah.
Well, listen, it's that subtle defense too. That's why I think neither guy showed too much damage. According to ESPN's punch stats, I mean they didn't broadcast the fight, but they kept the tally here. Estrada threw 1,212 punches. Gonzalez threw 1,317. He landed 391, and Estrada landed 314. Even then, I think that's too. I didn't see the guy landing 314 or 391 flush shots. So the percentage for Estrada was 26%. Gonzalez was 30%. Yeah, man, I don't know. Yeah, that's a lot of shots.
What are they wearing in there? 6 ounce?
I think
They're wearing 8 ounce gloves in there?
was like 43.
Hold on.
Yeah, they wear 6 ounces, right? They wear 6 ounces or 8.
What's that?
The glove size.
10 ounces.
Guys.
10 ounces for the 12 ounce. 10 ounce for the smaller guys, right?
8. Not the 8 ounces for the little dude.
No, I think the smaller guys wear 8. They wear 8 ounces.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's 8
They
ounces
used
for the
to.
smaller
I don't know
guys.
if they changed.
It's 8 ounces for the smaller guys, 12 ounces for above 150. I think at 154 they start using 10 ounce gloves, I believe.
I know the middleweights. I know in the amateurs it's the same way. Obviously, bigger gloves. But I think once you get to middleweight, that you start wearing bigger gloves.
Right. Yeah.
And a lot of people are under a misunderstanding. They think big. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking over people at the end.
Go ahead, Jim.
You
and
Jimmy
a lot of people think those bigger gloves mean more padding. It's not the case. It's the weight of the glove with just a hand in it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's
100%
right.
The same. Yeah, it's the padding on an 8 ounce glove is the same as the padding on a 12 ounce.
Hey Jimmy, can I tell you this too, Jimmy? This is why they suggest people go down in weight, because a lot of times let's say you can weigh, let's say you could be like a middleweight, and in the amateur ranks it's 178. So they'll tell you, because of your age, they'll be like, why don't you go down and like maybe fight at 165, which is middleweight in the amateurs, because your fists, it's all about the fist size, and they don't feel like you're big enough yet, even though you weigh that much to fight like some of the bigger light heavyweights. So say if you're an 18-year-old and you're fighting at light heavyweight, you're more than likely you're gonna be the littler guy when it comes to hand size. When you're fighting 20-year-olds and shit, 20, 22, 23. At least for me, that was the case.
Well, it's
so
even
50,
the case
54
with
and up.
everybody.
Oh, real quick, Jimmy.
Yeah.
54 and up is 10 ounce. Below 154 is 8 ounce gloves. So they're wearing 8 ounces in there.
Yeah, welterweight's 8 ounce, right? Yeah, it's the padding thing. It's just, put it this way: a lot of people, in fact, most people think MMA gloves. When you say the UFC, if you get punched in the face with the UFC, you must hurt more because it's the smaller glove. But if you actually look at the thickness of the rubber foam on a UFC glove, and it's actually as thick and over the knuckle as a boxing glove, Well, it's missing all the other opponents to take away the weight. But another thing, because the stitching goes around each finger, the base up to the knuckle, there's less room for the foam rubber to spread apart. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like in a glove, it's a mitt. So as you're punching, right, boom, boom, you get that foam rubber that starts separating and start spreading apart and getting, when it gets crushed, it doesn't dissipate. I mean, it has to dissipate somewhere. And in a UFC glove, it can't because the stitching's all so close together. I mean, those gloves are meant to cut you. Excuse me. But, I just wanted to dispel that. A lot of people think, well, because anyways, the UFC
Boxing
fighter
gloves
had a
gives
welt
you-
on his head, and people were saying, well, it's the same as Wilder, but they were saying, oh, it's because of the glove, and it's not. I just wanted to put that out there. It
Boxing
doesn't
gloves
hurt
gives you better protection for your fists, which gives you more
That's all it is.
confidence to just let it rip. You know what I'm saying? If you're one of those dudes that fight and you like to let it just fucking bombs away, yeah, boxing gloves is the way to go.
And if it's depending on what, say, like one thing about Floyd Mayweather, he was smart for one thing, man. He never allowed anybody to use the MX fucking Everlax gloves or the Reeves.
Because he get knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, the horsehair gloves. I mean, it's just now they had a thin piece of foam over the horsehair, but okay, the gloves are Wilder. I mean, Fury wore. Nobody says they're misshapen. They're misshapen. Go right to the fucking Everlast webpage, right? You can see it. They advertise it and they show the glove brand new, and it's all misshapen. Horsehair is misshapen. And what happened? The reason why they call it a puncher's glove, after fucking 2 or 3 rounds, it's basically leather-covered hand wraps. And
they're legal.
Yeah, and it's legal still in most states. But the difference is, it's also a big risk to hurt your hand. So that's why, like, both Wilder and Fury both wore Everlast, but he wore the what's called the more to protect your hand. It's different foam wrapped. But anyway, I didn't want to go off on a tangent.
Hey, I'm looking at the photos here. Didn't Maidana? Didn't he use the MX ever? Not. It wasn't the Reyes, but it was the Everlast version of the Power Puncher gloves, wasn't it? In the rematch.
Yes, yeah, the horsehair. They were horsehair gloves.
Right.
And that's what Floyd didn't want him to wear. That's why I say Floyd is a fraud.
Floyd wouldn't allow anybody.
It's illegal. It's legal. You can use it. But obviously, manufacturers.
Well, he would have to pay them.
glove.
I'm sorry. Yeah, he had to pay Madonna. Madonna. Yeah, he had to pay him. I think $50,000.
Yeah.
By the way, can I say that whether I wear MMA gloves, boxing gloves, no gloves, I always have supreme and ultimate
OJ
confidence. Or OJ gloves.
You wear those OJ gloves. Yeah.
I always have supreme confidence, man. I dominate on the street, at the gym, in the ring, whatever. Hey, listen, we're going to probably do a second episode and pick up more of this conversation as we go along. But I do want to say something a little bit about the Benavidez fight. Did everybody catch that one?
I saw
I'm going to be up all fucking night now. This just started.
Saw the highlights. I just saw the
The
highlights.
replay is just starting now.
Pete, why are you so agitated about not having seen the...
Because I missed it, man. I like Benavidez.
Me too.
Well,
Do you have it set up to record on your DVR?
Jimmy, I didn't even fucking realize that the card was on at the same time as the zone card. Of course, the boxing can't help but piss on each other like this.
I just set it up in advance. It's
I would
set to
say
record
this.
any boxing.
I'll say this about Benavidez. I know people are picking Canelo, and they should. They should pick Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling you right now.
In a fair one.
Straight up.
Fucking
Skill
shit out of
versus
Canelo.
skill. I think he's gonna give
Beat on
Canelo a lot of problems when that time comes. If there was a fight right now, maybe I'll swing with Canelo. But I say give this kid a year or two. I think he's gonna be too nice for him.
Too nice for him. Would you?
I said
You're
nice.
doing that to
Right.
piss me off.
That's
You're
right.
doing
I
that
said
to piss me
nice.
off, aren't you? You're doing it to piss me off. I can tell.
He's got Benavidez got a lot of miles though on him, even as a young kid. But I'll tell you, he's accurate. He throws sick combinations. He's tough as fucking nails. He's long. He's got crazy hand speed. Speaking about speed, back to the Chocolatito. I didn't see Estrada. Did anybody see a big speed advantage for Estrada tonight?
I didn't.
No, not really.
You know, I was.
That's why the other night I was saying speed. A lot of them. I was picking Chocolatito.
I owe BDA an apology because BDA said he picked Estrada in the category section, and I was like, nah. Hand wise, he is. In terms of
both
getting
these guys,
just
want to come forward so bad.
Hold on, he's apologizing to me. I want to hear the full apology, man. I want to hear the full apology.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Don't interrupt, Pete. So I would say, because I kind of dismissed BDA. Like, nah, whatever, but you might have been right about that.
Might have been. Listen, you'll learn a couple of things from me if you hang around with me, man. A couple of things.
That's what you've been saying. You've been saying that.
Anyway, listen, I don't even remember what I said, to be truthful, because it's so late at night. I don't know if you. But go ahead, Pete. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, just a comment. Both these guys, they want to. They're both pressure fighters. Are coming forward and throwing a lot of punches. So you saw a lot of early headbutts. Even two orthodox fighters headbutting each other. There's a lot of butts. And I know later on Estrada was backing up a bit. It just seemed like that once he realized that Gonzalez was just not gonna get backed up, he was just trying to find that range. It seems like he's a little longer puncher than Gonzalez is. In other words, Estrada just needs a little more room to stretch out on his punches. I think he was trying to get that room.
That's the problem with Chocolatito. That's what I was meaning about. He just doesn't give you that room. He's either too.
No, he's on your ass.
Nobody tells him. You better back it up. Nobody tells him that.
So you're never comfortable. You're never in the range to really throw. So what can you do in that position? Throw arm punches.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
Because you can't load up, right? If they're in too close, so you just pop, 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 pop. You do the slap thing, pop, 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 boom. You start throwing fucking.
The ring IQ of that kid, man. He's fucking smart, man. He's a smart dude.
He's a smart cookie.
It's just some people do things. They play a sport and things slow down for them. They just see things quicker and they react quicker.
Let me tell you something. When it came to recording VHS tapes, everything slowed down for me.
You got in that movie theater with the tripod set up. You bootleg with the best of them.
Right.
No talking. No popcorn crunching around.
No, I'll go as far as say if there's somebody right now who would stop Canelo, I could say it would be his combination of body punch and he whips a sick body shot, Benavidez, and it's sneaky. And he's got quick fucking hands, sneaky fast hands for the way he's built. I mean, his physique does not match his power. His face doesn't match his. Although no, he's got kind of that flattened nose. None of his if you look at his features, nothing sharp. That's why he's probably not an easy dude to cut. He's got everything's round and flat and whatnot. But he's
only problem I have with him,
with intensity,
Jimmy, is the discipline and him growing out of that weight.
Yeah.
You know what? Can I tell you what I think that could be outgrown? And I'm usually the first one to cuck out a kid's personality outside the ring if he's doing knucklehead shit. Mm-hmm. But my theory on this, okay, he was a fat kid. He was picked on and whatnot, right? Oh, so he wasn't always the cool kid. He dropped the weight, started boxing at 13. He went to Mexico at 16 to turn pro because he couldn't here in the country. So he won a championship at a very young age. So I think it was a combination of he was so training and focused on boxing for the first time in his life. He was like the cool dude. He had money.
Yeah.
He had you know what I'm saying, dude? And it's hard, dude, to stay disciplined. You know what they say, right? It's hard to fucking get up at 6 a.m. and run when you sleep.
He probably saw his.
Yeah.
He probably saw his father and his mother pulling nice-looking girls, and he was a fat, little, chubby, ugly-looking kid.
Hey, you guys think he needs to wear?
He just wasn't a popular kid. Now he is, and I think that got to him. And I think when you become a world champion, dude, everybody invites you out for a drink. You just got to know who, to say no now.
I'm not even the champion, and people invite me for drinks all the time too, because I'm a bit of an authority. I'm an authority figure. I'm an authority figure here in my neighborhood, so people pay me the respect I deserve. Don't forget to hit the like button, people. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button. Really helps us out. In terms of the Benavidez Canelo fight, I was talking to Gonzalo a bit on the Discord, and one thing I told him was, it seems to me like Benavidez has the same rhythm as Canelo, meaning he fights in bursts. You know what I mean? He's not a Antonio Margarito type guy. So do you think that could actually play to Canelo's favor if they ever fight? Or?
Well, experience, right? So, yeah, but I don't think he's going to blow him out the way some people think he is, because I think he's going to punch back. I keep saying it, man. I'm going to keep saying it. Canelo.
It's just not going to fucking happen. Just forget it. I don't even know why.
He's not going to. Canelo is not going to have a fight until somebody finally hits him with a punch that's trying. They're trying to win, and these guys are too afraid. You know what I'm saying? They're afraid. They get hit. They're cool with playing the submissive role. They're like, I just hope he doesn't knock me out, type of shit. That's what I'm saying.
That Benavidez got a fucking mean streak in him too, man. He fucking finishes.
Yeah,
I like that. He fucking.
You just seen him slapping the kid's hand tonight, brother. Wait till you see the fight. Go on YouTube later and watch it.
I'm watching it now on YouTube,
real
but
quick,
you know what? It's one of those super zoomed in ass.
Oh, you have
you're
to
watching the
because
shitty one, yeah.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, he slaps the hands down. He was ripping his hands. I mean, he just, yeah, he brings.
That kid was tough, right? That kid is tough.
Oh no, that kid Ron Ellis. Yeah, no, he had injuries in his hands. He was a superstar in the amateur. Everybody was high on around here. He's natural talented kid, but he moved out to Los Angeles, and because he's he's a fast talking kid. Like if you saw the kid Ellis on the street, he's one of those dudes everybody be listening to because he's just that type of guy. Moved out to LA, banging all the chicks out there, and just that and injuries. He just never hit his potential. But he is tough as fucking nails. I saw it tonight. I didn't realize how tough he was. Because Benavidez, man.
He landed his share of shots. He landed his share of shots in there. It's not for lack of trying, but it's interesting though. Benavidez has that high guard. I'm wondering if not forget Canelo, maybe just Caleb Plant could maybe break that guard and get some work done. But I don't know if he'll be able to handle those whipping shots that you talked about, Jimmy. Because Gonzalo was telling me I don't think he's much of a puncher, Benavidez. But he was talking about here he is, Gonzalo. Can you just real quick? What were we talking about on the Discord? You said that Benavidez, you don't think he's much of a puncher. And I think you said at 175, he's not going to be much of a puncher. But could you clarify that for us, please?
Is that me, BDA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. The second punch, I was watching Mike Tyson talk to Zab Judah on his podcast. But it jogged my mind where I said, the second and the third punch is the one that hurt you the most. This guy's cutting to 168 when we got a fighter in Ellis that was fighting at 60 going to 68. Not a big guy, but we're meeting him at 68 to where Benavidez is the fat kid that, cutting and slimming down to where if he didn't want to have a trouble making weight, he probably would be more naturally fitted to fight at 75. Now, he's a big guy that's pushing a lot of weight behind his punches. And the way he bamboozled, in Mexicans is a pamba, like Ruiz when he got Joshua. He bamboozles you with a few shots and he knows he can rock you off your axis. Benavidez, he can hurt you, but it's not going to be with the first punch. It's going to be with the 3, 4, 5 punch combination like it against the Porque Medina. This was, in certain spurts, the performance he did against Porque Medina, but Ellis is a good fighter. When he was rolling away with the shots, he was coming away. Fighting credit to Ellis, he wasn't doing the fake shoulder roll. No, he was rolling away and rolling in with power, but still, smaller guy fighting against an elite fighter in Benavidez at 68, which is really cutting down to Benavidez would really be more primed to be fighting at 75 like heavyweight. He's only 24. This guy could even fucking fight at cruiserweight later on the road. But what I'm saying, he's not a one-punch type of knock you out type of guy that he can hurt you with the second and third punch. As I saw in the hot box with Mike Tyson, Sab Judah said, the second and the third punch can't hurt you. And I'm learning a great deal in the BDA, and I'm learning a lot in the fucking in this boxing game. But it's the truth, man. Benavidez is not one type of punch that can knock you out, but he is good. He is good. But we'll have to see, later on the road. No,
yeah, I get what you're saying. Now I get what you're saying. Yeah. You're saying he's not gonna go out there and whack you with one hard shot. He's gonna mix it up, and then the third and fourth or the last two, they're the ones that he's really gonna put some whipping shot into it. Now I get you. And yeah, it's true. 175, it could go either way. He could be stronger because he's not gonna be fighting to make the weight. Yeah. Or maybe he could be having trouble landing having that type of power or maintaining the power. We'll see. But shout out to Gonzalo for clarifying that. By the way, Gonzalo just told us on the Discord, I think things are on the up and up with his kid, with his newborn. So one of the best bits of news I've heard all week. So shout out to Gonzalo. And that's what happens when you keep the faith, man.
To you and your family, brother.
I was going to say then, about
thank you, Mr. Bridia. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. By the way, let's go to Funko real quick.
Bendición.
Bendiciones. 646, you're on the air. 646, what's on your mind?
Hello.
Yes, you're on the air, man.
Yeah, I'm a little fucked up on the beer, but Yeah, I mean, I don't have like too many thoughts on anything specific. This is Viking, by the way.
Oh, Viking.
What up, Viking?
Yo, what up, Recognize? What up, bro?
What's going on, bro?
Yeah, just I think Benavidez is like one of the most like I think like somebody that I'm like really like trying to hype. You know what I mean? Like I just like the way like I just love his attitude. You know, like he's been doing. I've watched all of his interviews leading up to this fight. I think he did interviews for like every boxing channel, even like the up and coming boxing channel. I watched like an hour-long interview of every one of his interviews.
Mm-hmm.
So he's willing to go back on, back of the line and fight everyone. He's willing to take the pay cut for like the COVID. He's willing to like, fight Durrell again. He's willing to like fight all the eliminators. So, like he's really, really like trying to like earn his stripes again, even though he's like the youngest 168 champion or whatever, whatever like his stripes were before he lost it on the scale and his drug charges, obviously, and whatever stuff like that. But this was a classic fight for him. Obviously, it was not as exciting as I thought that the Big Bear version of him would be, because it was like a classic Benavidez fight. He whirred and grinded the fighter down, and like obviously he doesn't have like the one punch KO power, but of course, like Ronald Ellis, like he proved to be like a really, really tough fighter. But Benavidez is still a big, big fucking problem for anybody. Even for Canelo.
Absolutely.
I think the only problem that I think the only problem that I see with Benavidez is like I could replace this fight with any other fight, and it's kind of like the classic same Benavidez. Like he like takes his time to like settle in. He waits to see like what the fighter is bringing in, and then like he goes back to the same like worm and grind him down, like really close, like puts his hands up there just like to measure the range, even though his like reaches like 77 inches or whatever, and like goes to the body, like when he leans on to the uppercut, like to the counter or like even any regular uppercut, like he's so tall, it just almost looks awkward. Like he has to bend over to like string his whole hand upwards.
Yeah, he's got that.
And most of the time when he's trying to keep the fighter up on the rope because he's so tall and so big, he has to put one of his hands just to keep him on the range, so that he could punch with the other hand and measure the range. And with every other fighter, that's totally fine. But I think Caleb Plant still is a little bit more creative in the sense that like he could get his punches off in a lot more creative ways, even though Caleb Plant doesn't have like that pop to kind of like keep him off. But I think with the Canelo, it's going to be slightly tough to kind of keep, like using the same classic way of fighting, because like people like Canelo, I think they're going to figure it out. So like, if you're trying to like put one hand out just to like keep the range and just to measure the next hand out, I think Canelo is going to figure that out. And like, cause if he could stand right in front of Triple G and like slip and like counter and not move, like Canelo was not scared at all. Even in the first fight, like, he was staying right in front, slipping.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. That's
counter.
Right, and that was my point with the whole. Yeah, that was my point with the rhythm thing. He fights with the same pace, similar. I shouldn't say same, similar pace as Canelo and same rhythm. So I mean, that's a great point, caller. Listen, we gotta move on. But you brought up an excellent point. By the way, before I let you go, who would you like to see Benavidez fight next? Caleb Plant or Canelo straight away, if that opportunity arises?
I think he's still got to prove himself. I mean, you can't give him Canelo at all. Like I think. Right now, with this caliber, I think he's still got to fight Caleb Plant. He's still got to fight the guys in his weight. You know what I mean? And if this style works, he's still got to fight the guys in his style and then get those guys out of there with this style and then maybe call out for Canelo.
That's a good point, man.
That's good.
Well, he has to fight someone like Plant first, because Canelo's not going to fight somebody without a belt, I don't think. You know what I mean?
At this point, I don't think he's going to be interested. Yeah.
But I'd like to see him fight Plant. I think he bodies him. I think he would school Plant. I think
he was on a live
Plant would
commentary.
look good in the first 2 or 3 rounds. You know what I mean? Look all fucking all white Mayweather-ish and stuff until about the 5th round, until he starts getting caught, and then he would beat him up, and then they would probably throw the towel in the 9th.
He watched him and his dad did a live commentary. I think it was Barbershop had him had him and his dad doing a live commentary for the Caleb Plant fight. And his dad's a funny fuck, you know what I'm saying? But they were watching. I wasn't watching the fight. I didn't watch it along with the fight, but he's pretty upfront about it that he'll. His dad goes, man, you look like shit. Hey, Caleb, you look like shit tonight, man. No bueno, man. You fucking. How come you didn't knock him out? They were just like. And I'll tell you something else. He was at Garcia's gym for, I think, a couple of weeks, sparring in Garcia's gym. And, of course, they got the live surveillance camera running at all times, a.k.a. Ellie Seckback, just walking up to everybody. Which I can't give too much shit.
Reporting.
Hey, who wins? Who wins? Mike Tyson? Who wins? Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali? For the 100th time.
His attitude is great. Yeah, I know. But when they were getting with his dad and getting with Benavidez when he was coming in for sparring, I like his attitude, man.
I think it's like so many more levels, like with Canelo, because like if we're trying to fight the same style, the same Benavidez with Canelo, it's gonna be so many more levels. Because like if you're gonna try to like keep one hand out just to measure and like like slowly like ease into like the 3rd or the 4th or the 5th round, like. With somebody like Ellis, if he's taking Ellis to like 10th or the 11th round, you don't have that kind of ease with Canelo. You know what I mean? If you're not like starting by like the 3rd round, if you're not like stepping it up, like Canelo is hitting you with counters that's like a lot, like almost like 3 or 4 times harder than Ellis. You know what I mean? So
that's a good point, man. That's a good point. Yeah, let's see. Let's see him in there against Caleb Plant first. See how he deals with the hand speed and a little bit of a flashier style, because he hasn't really fought anybody. I mean, Anthony Durrell maybe is a guy that has a little bit of power and speed, but other than that, nah, man. Hey, well, listen, Viking, good call. Thank you for calling in. We're gonna move on, but catch you in the next one. All right, my friend.
All right, man.
Take it easy, man.
All right, man. Cheers, bro.
Let me ask you guys a question.
I hate to be naive and just ask for a fight that's not going to happen.
Let me ask you guys a quick
stand being told no, but it's like fuck Canelo because he's not going to fight him. But if he hasn't fought anybody, that's a reason why he shouldn't fight who people have as the best. I don't understand that part. Like, what do you mean go get somebody else? Fuck that. Let Canelo get in there and work him then.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
let me ask you guys a question. When think of Miguel Cotto versus Canelo Alvarez, and if I would have said to you, these 168 pounders like Benavidez, they got no experience. Anthony Durrell, he's kind of a lame fighter. Canelo will kill those guys. What you would have said to me back then?
Yeah, I would have said, nah, he can compete. I would have been doubtful about whether he can compete with
right.
those
So this is what I'm trying to. Okay, look, I'm trying to.
Well, recognize now or back then, because when
No, I'm talking about back then. I'm saying.
Who's the guy that used to get on the surfboard? The guy from Argentina.
Martinez.
The guy that's
Sergio Martinez.
Martinez. Because now and back then it's a big different story, right? So
no.
Now
I think Canelo would have beat up Sergio too. That'd have been the best style matchup. But I'm just talking about
because of the chin.
Yeah,
that's the only one.
So,
but what are you talking about now or back then?
No, I'm talking about when he fought. Well, I'm talking about when he fought Miguel Cotto.
That's an interesting question because Cotto was 30.
If I would have said
was
to
30.
You,
yes,
I would have said to you, Benavidez today, Caleb Plant and Anthony Durrell, they don't stand a fucking chance against that Canelo. You guys would have been like, the fuck out of here, bro. What are you talking about? No, right? So
it's a crazy question. Yes.
Okay, what I'm trying to say is I don't really see that much difference in his style since that fight. I don't really see what he is stronger. gentleman.
If
He
you,
is
if you would have asked
stronger
me that
fighter.
then, if you would have asked me that then, I probably would have said, "Who's David Benavidez?"
Well, no.
I know what you're saying, dude. I'm just fucking busting stones, dude.
We're
I
gonna
know
go
what
back
you're
to
saying.
we're gonna go to Miguel Cotto. He was 36 at the time. After he lost to Canelo, he went 2-2. That was a faded fighter and still gave Canelo a good fight. When Canelo fought Shane Mosley one fight prior or two fights to that, he was 40, and then he lost the rest of his fights. So Canelo went tit for tat with those guys when they were faded fighters. That's what I'm saying. Now and then, that's a difference. But it's a tough thing to say because the rapist was that guy, the Argentine, another Argentinian guy. And his prime, he had a solid chin. He got knocked out Canelo when Canelo was like 18. But I don't know. I see what you're saying. Prime for prime, who is Canelo beating? That is really blazing these guys out.
You know, okay, and all you guys make good points. What I'm trying to say is that I think the soon as Canelo fights somebody who's not intimidated by his strength, it's going to be a different fight for him. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be different. It's going to be a different ball game.
Could be.
Yeah, we saw Triple G won.
Yeah, and both guys, are, like I said, both guys are very similar. Like the things that Canelo does, which he's to open up with 3-4 punch combinations, and then he'll step back and play defense, and he's so strong that he can either block or slip shots. That might not work against Benavidez because Benavidez might hurt him even if he blocks or not. You know what I mean? So, and they both fight at the same. He's not gonna. I don't think he outworks Benavidez because they both have similar pace. So I mean, it's gonna be an interesting one for sure, man. If they fight,
In real time, BDA, I think that
real time.
Canelo can clinch his chin on the first punch, to where he can expect in the second, third, and Benavidez throws 5 or 6 punch combinations, to where he can block the shots. And they're not going to be heavy shots. A little bit of a slapping. I'm not saying that Benavidez is a slapping fighter because he's big. He got put a lot of weight, and he's going to rehydrate to be bigger than a 68. He's going to look like a damn cruiserweight on the day of the fight. Now, but Canelo is so strong enough that it's going to be like a little rock, like a Gervonta Davis, so where he's going to fucking ball up and receive the shots, or where he's going to take the first punch. But in the second and the third punch that Benavidez throws, Canelo might find his counters. That I'm not saying this is going to knock out Benavidez, but he got just dropped by Graville. I'm not saying that was the fucking the thing that decided the fight, because in the rematch, Canelo did Benavidez did the damn thing. But this fight is just a little bit. But this is the fight that I do want to watch. I'm not saying that Canelo's going to do a job on him or Benavidez is going to do a job on him. It's a good fight. But one more thing, BDA. I think Caleb Plant, after this Benavidez performance, he's fucking how do you say, what's the saying? He's chopping his whatever the fuck you call that. You know, he's biting at the bit. You know, he's realizing that Benavidez, there's something going. The 68 division is really looking something a little bit like Butcher would say spicy, but spicy's kind of a little bit on the gay side. But
Yeah, Caleb Plant ain't fighting Benavidez. He'll pull a groin. He'll do something.
I'm not gonna say that's my. I'm not gonna say that's my man's. I'm not gonna say that's my man's.
Well, listen, yeah, I get what you're saying. Look, listen, I want to see Plant and Benavidez get it on first. If
Me
they
too.
can make that fight,
I agree with that. I would rather see them fight first.
Yeah, to see what Benavidez has. But by the way, I don't know what you fellas think, but let's make it quick because we do have to go very, very soon. But Plant versus Benavidez, how would you guys see that fight going?
I agree with Jimmy. Benavidez stops him in the ninth round.
Yeah. Walk through him.
Do you guys think Plant has some success
Plant would
early
look good
on?
in the beginning because he'd be more active. He would just, you know, when he has his energy, he'll step on his toes and dance around. He has that long jab and snap it out. But I'll tell you right now, watch that fight if you guys get a chance. The Benavidez fight. He did something like out of nowhere too. He just did it. And he only did it for a few rounds, but I think it was the 5th and 6th round. He started throwing this fucking jab that was like because of his build, he could do it. And he was boom, and he was throwing out this jab. Those jabs probably hurt Ellis as much as his fucking hooks. It was crazy. He was throwing these jabs, and he was throwing them in a way that's just jams. Even the announcers, fucking Ranello, even picked up on it. He's like, yeah. He was. I'll tell you. So he has punch variety. He would go from the fucking uppercut over to a hook, and he was moving seamlessly. So it would be.
But that's Jimmy. Much respect. Hey, yes, sir. Hey, no, Jimmy. When you
Yes.
got a little bit of the advantage of the weight, Jimmy, do you think you can perform a little better against a smaller guy to where you can do that? And for the camera's sake and the entertainment value that the performance, that the production is trying to sell you, yes, the bigger guy can do that to the smaller guy, right?
I mean, listen.
Well, what's
Yeah,
Canelo?
you
A
got
smart guy.
Canelo
Well,
is
he's
gonna
shorter.
run. He's gonna run into that. He's gonna run into that wall.
Remember when they used
I
to
don't know
sell
if
us
it's gonna
Chavez
be
like
this
as it
one.
was the next big thing when he knocked out what's the Peterman Fredo and Andeli, which was a good win. But they were selling this like, oh fucking Julio Cesar Chavez is a big time pressure fighter. I always knew that he can never release his hands, just like his brother. They never had it in them. But
That's
this is a
true.
different
That's
style.
true. Yeah, Gonzalo Benavides is not struggling. He's not going split decisions against guys from the Midwest. I mean, you saw what happened with Gavril. He took him lightly in the first fight, didn't train properly. Then when he did train properly, he beat the snot out of that guy. I'm surprised Gavril went 12 rounds. He's got a pair of balls, that kid. Let me tell you.
He beat the shit out of him in that first fight. He just got caught with a flash knockdown. I mean, he just fucking was laughing about it. He got caught with
You
a
know, and
flash.
BDA, you know why this guy touches a soft spot with me? Because he was 14 years old. He was sparring Latif Coyote. Oh, just he fucking was impressed. This guy took scars in his face. He was going tit for tat. He went in to spar Golovkin, Pavlik. I'm not talking just about one session. The way he talks, I believe him. And I wasn't there, but he was sparring them for 2-3 years on end. And he didn't have a development in the Olympics or the amateur, but as a professional, that's where he fucking put in his blue chips, right?
Hey, turned
That's
16, went
why.
to Mexico.
That's why I gotta get some. That's why I gotta say, he's got a good chin. Even as I do believe he's good.
Gonzalo, dude, Gonzalo, you're big on the fucking Tijuana Mexican scene, dude. You know,
Shit.
on that side of the border, right? Everybody knows Mexico. It's a tough place to earn a living as a boxer. They have some tough kids down there. Think about the stones that took for that kid at 16 to go to Mexico to turn pro. How many times you hear that?
Yeah, no, I do, because that's why I have a soft spot, because in the cradle of boxing, the hole in the wall in Tijuana, like I was raised in, when the style was developing, coming off the heels of Julio Cesar Chavez punching the body, where he was great or not. No, I learned that, and I understand what they did, and I know why it's a great style. Not that I'm fanning for the Mexicans. I do have a little bit of a soft spot for that, but that's just the truth, man. No, it's true. Yes.
That's a tough fucking thing to do. And his favorite body shot. I mean, his favorite punch is his left of the body. That's why he goes to it a lot.
It gets around too, boy. He got the reach to get it all the way around that, but behind the elbow. I mean, he lays it in there too. If you think he's gonna lay on those ropes like fucking, huh? Go ahead.
It would just be Canelo's retard strength. That would be his if they would lose. You have the redhead, the ginger. No,
Hey,
and he's he's so hard to hit from the waist up. His movement is so.
Stop him.
Jimmy, but what a great of a story and a lovable, like just a thought to think that when you had the two fat kids that were just like Steve Kim said, they were just training, but then they became world champions. Come on, that's got to reach to everybody on the planet. That's two fat kids throwing hands and they're fast, but then again, they became world champions. That's a great thought, no?
Right.
Regardless of race, who the fuck you are.
That's
a
true.
good thing, man.
That's true. You're absolutely right there. Real quick, I think this might be the last phone call of the night. Real quick. 407. You're on the air. 407. What's on your mind?
What's up, guys? First things first, rest in peace to Marvin Hagler. That was probably one of, if not my favorite fighter of all time. Sad to see him go. But can we get either an applause or a sound effect from one of you guys for the amazing show that these two put up? I had the privilege, glory to God, that I got to see it live. Amazing.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Who, Bacchus?
You was there?
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Yep. I got proof.
How did you score it? You were live. How did you score it? It'd be interesting. How did you score it being there live?
I didn't really score it, honestly. I just enjoyed the fight. But
okay, well, who did you feel? Like, did you get a feel for the fight? Who do you think won?
Chocolatito for sure.
Yeah, everybody thinks he won. Yep, he did. He won the fight. He did win.
Absolutely. And Estrada knows he won.
Yeah.
Yep. Even Estrada knows. Hey man, shout out to Texas,
I want to see
bro. They're doing the right
versus
thing.
Ioka, though.
Oh, that's a nice fight.
Y'all heard?
Ioka versus Gonzalez.
Yeah, epic fight.
That's a great fight. I think Roman beats him still, but yeah, that's a really good fight.
Yeah, I would like to
Ioka's
see.
good.
It's a really good fight.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I think Ioka's a master of the fundamentals. Well, all these elite fighters are, but the way he just times people is amazing. But I would like to see how he can handle the pressure of Chocolatito's output.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. Yeah, the Ioka is a decent puncher. I'm scratching my head now, thinking who's a bigger puncher, him or Estrada. But hey, you know who else I wouldn't mind seeing in there with one of these guys? Donny Nietes. I think he's coming back, but he's another guy that's never.
Donny Nietes coming. He's gonna come up in weight, he's been fighting at 115.
I think he fought Ioka at 112 or 112.
12. I think he fought him at 112.
Honestly, though, I believe he retired around the time I really started getting into these weight classes. So, what fights would you guys recommend for me to watch from him?
From Donny Nietes, or from
Donny Nietes?
Yeah, watch the
Ioka.
Ioka.
Back, or at least there's Rumble.
Well, okay, there's the Ioka fight. That one was pretty good. Although I do remember who was it? I think it was Mark. He feels Ioka got robbed in that one. But if you can watch also the what was the guy's name? The Mexican dude, Francisco Rodriguez Jr. Francisco Rodriguez Jr. is a slugger, good, beautiful effort to the body. He came to fight, and Nietes just neutralized him in the middle to late rounds and just essentially outclassed him. So watch Nietes versus Francisco Rodriguez Jr. That's a very good fight as well there.
You know what else will be really good? If this guy, Donny Nietes, gets a tune-up, and then we could get him and Chocolatito for like an interim belt or something, and they fight one of the champs.
Yeah, man. Listen, there's a lot of fights that they could make there. You got Ioka, you got Nietes, you got Estrada, Sorong Visay, Gonzalez. That's why, like Steve Kim said, listen, if you want to forget the four queens over at lightweight, this is a division where these guys are going to fight each other because they got no choice.
Forget
They're
the four
fighters.
bitches at lightweight,
Yeah, get rid of the four bitches, man. Come on now. I was going to use another word, but I'm falling asleep and I don't want to go to sleep with any bad, negative vibes.
Yeah, you're right. I'll call them bitches for you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, just think positive thoughts of like how great this fight was.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You're absolutely right, man. It was a good
It
fight.
was
Unfortunately,
a good fight, man. Very exciting. A lot of these guys were hard to outwork each other, but I think Gonzalez outworked them a little bit, and fucking great fight, man.
the judges is the thing that I can't get past. That
The
one.
judges,
that's gonna leave a bad taste. That covers too wide.
they fucked up everything. I'm watching the fight. There's a live crowd. People are cheering. It's a good fight, and then here comes the fucking judges just to ruin the day.
117, 111.
I mean, listen, I don't understand. These judges got to score like. You think about how many fights these judges score. Not TV fights. Not. They had to score thousands of fucking fights. You're not telling me that the crowd noise, 25% capacity, whatever the fuck they had there, throws them off. I just can't imagine that. It's like an NFL ref getting fucking distracted by crowd noise and giving a call. It's just.
Well, did you see the moron with the mask and the shield?
The what?
He's wearing a mask.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I take that shit off.
We're in Texas.
Doing Weldon, you fucking.
It's like, dude, you're in. First of all, listen. Nobody cares about your political point of view. You're in Texas. Take that shit off.
There you go, man. I would have ripped it up.
Yeah,
I would have been.
If you're
Chernobyl cleanup crew in between the fights.
I'd
Remember I was
rather
telling you
take
about that last time?
If you're afraid,
look like an idiot.
If you feel like you need to come out there like that, then you shouldn't be judging a fight.
Exactly.
That's the way.
Yeah, these guys are fucking donkeys, man. I don't know where they got that.
Look at my profile pic. Look how ripped Marvin Hagler was back then.
Oh, is that Marvin Hagler? I think it
Right,
was
bro.
Deontay Wilder. Anyway, listen, caller, good call. Thank you for calling in, man. Glad you enjoyed the fight. Judges fucked up a little bit, but hey, what are you gonna do?
How much were tickets, caller? How much were tickets?
$75 for the nosebleeds.
I was actually a bit behind the red carpet area. Like I wasn't.
I said how
was
much?
right behind it. So like 100 something around there.
100 something.
That's not bad.
No, that's not bad. Did you get an escort preferably of the Asian variety, or?
Oh no.
Oh, come on. What are you doing?
Come on, you should have got one of this.
I'm not
Right.
21 yet.
Was that?
Some tremendous back shots there.
Yeah, man.
A little shuck and fuck.
Yeah, that's what you should have gone for after the fight, man. A nice steak afterwards too at a diner. Some pancakes.
Cute little Texas hotties out there, man.
Laughing
You
your
telling me you
bitch.
couldn't? You tell me you didn't have no? You didn't have your eye on one chick over there?
Yeah, caller, you need to step it up, man.
Nah, not even. Oh, listen, I don't even got time for that. Even if I did want to, because I'm actually about to leave off to the airport. I had a very quick trip.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, yeah, that's true. It's
You're a jet setter.
Grab somebody out of fucking.
Oh, he said
Even if
407.
there
That's
was
the
an
Florida.
opportunity for the no pants stance, I would have not had it.
Well, there you go, man. Anyway, listen, thank you for calling in, and we'll catch you on the next one, right, man?
All right, for sure. Y'all take care.
Take it easy, man. And by the way, shout out to Rafael Garza, who just donated the super chat. He says, great show and great fight. At first, I was shocked with the amount of punches and the lack of hugging. Yeah, that's the other thing I just wanted to say. We'll probably say more about it tomorrow, but Estrada, at the beginning, he did show you, and throughout the whole fight, really, both guys showed you that you can stand in front of a guy, be defensively responsible, but at the same time, try to go for some damage. Not like these one shot at a time type guys who run and hug. If you're an old Floyd Mayweather or an Asian Hopkins, I can understand you fighting like that to slow the rhythm down. But if you're in your 20s or 30s, there's no excuse for you to fight like a fucking punk. That's all I'm going to say about that. And by the way, to the judges, because this was Texas after all.
Fuck all them East Side bitches.
I'll consider that East Side. Why not?
Hey. They'll be partying down at the Lollipop Guild tonight, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're going to be.
Those little guys. Little fucking midgets, man.
Okay, come on.
That's true, because 112 pounds is...
It's just the little guys. They don't hit
Derby
high,
jocks are
man.
109 pounds. They got to be 113 with the saddle in their hands to weigh in.
My beautiful wife weighs more than that.
Jeez, Luis.
No,
I mean,
I
that's fucking
appreciate
light,
this,
man.
Bill. I just that's why I always say, man, my favorite weight class has always been middleweight. You're big enough to fucking hit hard, and small enough to have enough because you're enough excitement. It's more action. The heavyweights, a lot of them just big slobs. They throw fucking 20 punches around. And then you get the other spectrum, 112-pound little lollipop guilds. Flipping fucking 1,000 fucking rounds. But
They should go to 6-ounce gloves. Man. They should go to 6-ounce gloves. You don't ever see those guys get staggered, and then on the ropes and then recover. They just punch and punch.
He kind of fell and got up before we even noticed.
It's like watching two females who know how to throw punches. That's what it is.
Yeah, but at least there's a little bit more skill. There's more skill.
And don't get me wrong, I wouldn't say it to either one of their faces. Those little fuckers would tune me up.
I'll say
punching the balls. He punched right in the balls, dude.
No, as long as they can reach your chin, you're in a world of hurt.
All right, listen, fellas. And by the way, who's still up at this hour? You three degenerates. I understand why you're still up.
I just forgot the fucking 30 milligram Adderall. I'm ready to go till 6.
I'm going to have to now. I'm watching Cruz and Romero hit each other in the balls right now in this undercard. You know what? This undercard fights aren't bad on the Showtime card. They're really not that bad. I don't understand boxing, man. Just why do you have to? There's nothing to gain by fucking double booking these fight nights. It's so stupid, man.
You guys see that Brendan Lee fucking knockout the other night? Whew.
No, I heard about it, but I didn't see it.
Oh,
that guy's a white Asian, right?
What's that?
He's a white Asian dude, or what is he? Because he looks Asian, but
he's like Spanish, I think.
No, he's I think he's straight up in Chinese American. No, Korean. He's Korean. Lee.
Let's call him Chinese. Let's call him Chinese.
He's a Korean Mexican. He's Korean Mexican. He's a Mexican Korean.
Korean Mexican.
No, it's not an anomaly because over there in Tijuana, we got the Chinese food restaurants. There's a whole hell of a lot of them. Fucking, but those are Chinese Mexicans.
Brendan Lee's mother's a Mexican?
Yeah.
I think he got some Mexican in him, and I'm not talking about the other guy, Chinese guy.
Yeah, he got some Mexican in him, all right.
Yeah.
Really?
It's not an anomaly. There's a lot of Mexican Chinese fighters.
No, he's an anomaly. He's an anomaly.
No, his father's 100% Chinese. He looks like fucking right out of the.
Well, yeah, his last name is Brandon Lee, obviously. But you want to talk about the second last name? It might be Osorio, for all we know.
It wasn't.
Because he's fucking. He's got very white skin too. That's why I thought he was Korean. He looks Korean to me.
Yeah, but my child was just born and he's white. My son is a Mexican Filipino and he's white as hell.
Oh, he's gonna have that white
but he
privilege.
just needs some time. He'll darken up.
Yeah,
a little bit. No, but when the balls are like so fucking red, nah, that motherfucker's white.
The fuck are you
Cuando
talking
nace
about?
los tiene blancos, los tiene rojos, he's a white dude.
I was premature too, dude. I was transparent. I saw a picture of me when I was born, man. I was fucking.
But Jimmy, my mother's white. My mother's white. We got Spanish blood. We're white.
Well, you're
man.
white. Well, you're white skinned, dude, too. You're light skinned.
No,
the
he's
kids
not.
get darker. Hey, Gonzalo, kids get dark, like their hair and the eye color, all
They
that stuff
do,
gets
but-
darker as
but
they
when
get
they're-
older.
But
Well,
when
just
they're
cross
not
your
direct-
fingers.
no,
With
let me
by the
clear
time he's
this.
18, they'll be hunting white people.
My
Hopefully,
sister's
get darker.
white. My sister's white, but she got two sons. When the balls are red, they motherfuckers are white. When they're born and the balls are red, these fuckers are white.
That's
Well, what are
too
they when
bad
they're
for him,
Mexican?
though, man. The way they're treating white people.
All right. Well, listen, we're not gonna get into it.
I'm just fucking around. I know this is BDO. We don't want to get into that.
Yeah, man, because it's too late.
My balls
man.
are jet black. My
Yeah,
balls are
three-
jet black.
It's 3:45 in the morning. I didn't even realize that the time went forward.
Well, hold on
Yeah,
a second.
see,
Hold on a second. Who's up?
I just snorted a 30 milligram Adderall. I'm ready to rock till 6.
Nice.
No, I'm just
Jeez
totally
Louise.
kidding. I'm fucking around.
Doesn't sound like it, man. Doesn't sound like
I
it.
just did a popper.
No, this is what
Asshole,
time I
Louise.
normally get up. I normally go to bed like a fucking.
Pete just
I
said he
normally
did
go
a
to bed at
popper.
7.
Pete just said he did a popper and his ass is loose. That's that's nice to
My
hear.
ass is the size of fucking it's like
Cincinnati.
the universe right now.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You got Cincinnati around in your asshole there. Listen,
That's right.
I don't even know what else to say. This conversation is creeping me out. Who else is up at this time? Jaguar, Windy City number 2, Harpo Mark, Santos Gallegos, Falpo.
Oh wow,
Yeah, that's-
Falpo.
That guy.
Los meros macizos are up at this time. The Trinity
Okay,
Virgin
listen.
Billy
I'm gonna
Badasses.
send you before we go.
Saturday
BDA,
night.
excuse me. We have business here. We do have business.
Do we?
The show must go on. I'm gonna send you the. I'm now posting to the Discord channel. This is how skilled I am with the phone, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to post the scorecards to the BDA
nice.
Boxing. This is how. What kind of technology
You
is
go to
this?
work for Google.
Oh,
This is
look at
unbelievable.
you.
Look at me.
Look
Look
at
at
you,
me.
Eugene.
They're out of control. Fucking
I never
hacker.
met somebody that could do that. So
I
met
don't
you.
see anything yet. So I don't know what the
Hang
fuck
on. Calm down. This is not tech support.
You'll be tapping into the Pentagon in no time.
Yeah.
Look at the BDA boxing page, as we call it. So look, this 17, forget the 17-11 card. 15 to 13 cards.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to find out.
I'm looking at it.
Scored that fucking fight 117, 111 for Estrada.
I bet you they were front loaded for Estrada. I bet you just all the early round.
Okay.
I mean, how many rounds? That's
They
giving
gave him
him
the
how many
first.
rounds?
They gave him the first 3 rounds.
Yeah, that's how you know they're.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Wait. The first 3 rounds for Estrada, I can see that, man.
Nah, man.
Yeah, Gonzalez wasn't doing much in the first 3.
90 seconds.
Shut up. The second round, it was close. Second round was close, but I didn't see him doing. Gonzalez has always been a slow start in the first couple of rounds, and I think this was the same thing in this one. But let's
Look
see.
how different the two 15-13 cards are, though. That's what I'm saying.
again-
Even they don't agree on any rounds. They're all over the fucking
And,
place.
and again, it's not with Chocolatito. It's not so much slow starting. It's he's just doing his work. He's figuring out your timing. He's figuring out where you're throwing most of your leveraged punches from. He knows what position to be in. That's all he's doing. He's just doing his homework, and then he starts.
I kind of
turning
agree
on.
with Jesse Reyes more. The way he scored it round by round. I agree with him.
But this fucker, Carlos Sucre, he gave Estrada, essentially, he gave him all the rounds after 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He swept them for Estrada. That's insane.
8 through 12.
Where's he
8 through
from?
12 all for Estrada, yeah.
He's
What's
from
that dude's last name?
Sucre.
The judge's last name?
It says he's from Yellow Country. No, I'm kidding. I don't know where he's from. Let me check it out, man. See if I can find out where this fucker's from.
From El Barrio.
He's from the Valley. He's a vato from the barrio.
Vato from el
Vatos
barrio,
locos for
bro.
life. Hold on, let me see. Carlos Sucre, judge, boxing. I don't know if we're gonna be able to find out where this fucker's from, man.
He's just not his neighbor.
Yeah,
By the
he's
way,
gonna,
gentlemen.
he's just Strada's neighbor.
I like that they're
man.
doing the little profiles on the judges now. You know, they used to do that back in the day. Tell you who these fuckers are.
Well,
But
they
I wish they
should.
get like just an uncensored, just like a when they pan over to the Sucre.
Mhm.
Oh, this fuck. Oh, this motherfucker here. Get ready for a fucking. Ugh. I just
Oh,
want
okay.
to have him keep it really, really real. You know,
I
with his
think
mask on and his fucking shield and his visor.
I think
Oh,
this
he's the
is the
dude who
guy.
scored at 117, 111.
Yeah.
I think this fella is the one. But I'm gone box Rex. It's Carlos Sucre, but they haven't updated it yet. His last fight they say 2018. That can't be. No, okay, no, yeah, this is the guy. Carlos Sucre, birthplace Venezuela.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. There you have it, fellas. That's him. I'm looking at an article from January the 6th, 2020, and some dude is going in on him, I think. Hold on. This is from Boxing Noir. It says, Judge Carlos Sucre, obviously more interested in the ring card girls and a butterfly he imagined floating by, gave the fight to George. Who's he talking about? Which fight? Escuadro versus George, I believe. Okay, so there was some fight that he officiated. Joe George versus Marcus. By the way, Joe George sounds like the name of some big gorilla or something from a Disney movie. Anyway, Joe George versus Marcus Escuadro. Two boxers who are a long way from becoming prospects. And apparently there were some shenanigans and Carlos Sucre screwed up the scorecard according to this guy. So there you have it, guys. Jorge Sucre. No, Carlos Sucre. I'm sorry. Carlos Sucre.
That's like, BDA. That's like the prison break. Fernando Sucre. Remember that show, Prison Break? The Puerto Rican guy. Tough to recognize. Fernando Sucre.
You know what I hate? What I don't like was when people start
I like
judging
what
different.
Gonzalo just did there. He tried to throw it on the Puerto Ricans.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. Can I ask you something, guys? And I'll think about it, right? If everybody agrees Chocolatito won almost across the board.
Yeah,
but what I don't like when everybody will agree to that, but then somebody will say, well, I wouldn't claim it a robbery. It's not a robbery. Like, what if somebody takes something that doesn't belong to them and they take it from me? They're stealing it, right? That's a robbery. Regardless, it was a close robbery. It's you know what I mean? If I think there was one fighter who clearly won, I don't give a fuck if it was razor close. If he clearly won, then it's a robbery.
It's a good point. Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. We shouldn't be flopping, belly flopping the way we do. Like, well, it was a close. Yeah, I think this guy deserved the win, but I'm okay with. You're right, man. You're right. Yeah, it's because
we're getting used to corruption.
Exactly. Yeah, we start co-signing mediocrity.
Yep.
Well, I'm just saying this, like,
excellence from these people.
But Jimmy, if that card had been instead of 17-11, if it had been 15-13 Estrada, right?
Still would have been up. Yeah.
So split decision for Estrada. 15-13's everybody.
It would have been like the Canelo.
You wouldn't have had the fucking
Golovkin
outrage.
second.
It's just like that card's too wide, man.
It would have been to me like the second Canelo Triple G fight where they wanted the fight to be a little closer so they can give it to Canelo, right? They were like hoping that it would be a closer fight. It was. I don't think he won the fight, but that's all they needed. That's all the judges needed, and they gave him the fight. But at least they gave it. They were respectable. I think
it's like the first fight. It's like Adelaide Bird's card in the first fight. Like what the fuck was that?
That's corruption.
Jesus Christ.
That's just
what
like,
Adelaide Bird, her card.
Yeah.
In the first fight, yeah.
I'm gonna go one step above, dude. Not this fucking guy, because he got robbed, man. This great fighter got robbed because that was the cherry on top. But then they want to make the trilogy, so it's okay. It's okay. But who's headed to be the best fighter 1 year removed from this fight if they do make it happen? Because Romero fought the night before. So whoever, 1 year from now or 6 to 8, 9 months from now, who's gonna win? Gonzalez or Estrada? No, Gonzalez can win. That's okay. I want Gonzalez to win. Can he? He's a great fighter. Well, okay. One thing I have to say, Gonzalez does he seem like the loser? No, not at all. Even though on the papers he got the loss, no. Did he lose anything? He didn't, right? That's a plus.
That's a plus, but he's 33 though. and Estrada's 30. So, in regards to the future, it would appear so far that Estrada might be a bit fresher. Yeah.
BDA, is chocolatito less of a chocolate? Is he less of a chocolatito? You can make that. No.
But history, honestly, though, we always say that when a fighter gets robbed, we always say that night. Oh, really? You know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. We all know who won. We all said that the night of the first Triple G Canelo fight, right? But as time has gone on, now it's people just on Twitter. Oh, fuck it. What are you talking about?
No.
He lost twice. No, I'm not saying
Jimmy.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, he's still a nice little chocolate. He's nice. This is not. He's nice. It's a truth.
No, dude, listen. I know what you're saying. It just sucked that a robbery fucks him.
I'm gonna double down on that shit. Double fucking chocolate. That motherfucker.
Take it easy, Gonzalo. Take it easy, man. Take it easy. It's too. You know what it is, though. You know what it is. We're here. You know what it is. We're here at 4:00 in the morning over there.
Yeah, it's 4 in the afternoon over there. Yeah,
it's 4. Yeah, he's full on. This is what we usually don't get 100% Gonzalo,
but
man.
He is nice, though. No, it's not. Well, is that gay? No. He's nice, man.
Nice.
That's a chocolatito. He's nice, man.
It's a little gay.
Listen, I need 2 sound bites, please, guys. Bujo. I need the Gonzalo screaming nice, and I need Gonzalo going. You know, I said to myself, One never knows. I almost swallowed my fucking dip.
Anyway, gentlemen, I got to go to bed, man. It's 4:00 in the morning. I got to get
Yeah, we should all probably let fucking BDA go.
I'll be here with Al Heyman. Me and Al watching his card.
Yeah, you guys watch that. Hey, guys, are you putting on a show tomorrow, BDA?
Probably, yeah, because I want to get more
BDA
in depth.
is the show. He's the show.
Well, you guys are the show. You guys are the show. Yeah, usually we should be having another one tomorrow because, again, we just barely scratched the surface of what went on. It will probably also give us a chance to rewatch the fight and to Pete watch a decent version of the Benavides fight, not one of those YouTube.
I'm watching the replay of the card right now. I got Cruz and Romero just going at it.
All I gotta say is,
it may be you know what, Gonzalo? You know what?
Oh,
that was awesome.
Yeah, Gonzalo's the best, man. He broke this fight down and the aftermath as well in concise fashion, man. Let me tell you. Anyway, listen,
Absolutely.
fellas, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. Thank you for dropping by. We're gonna catch our
Go
beauty
get
sleep.
breakfast.
That's right, man. Anyway, listen, we're gonna catch our beauty sleep here. Shout out to everybody who contributed with the super chat, by the way. Virtuoso, Chris K, Jaguar, Frankie Sands, Texas Bulldog, Johnny Boy, G Boogie, and Rafael Garza, and might have missed somebody. Let me just check real quick. Rafael Garza. Great show, great fight. He said first was shocked with the amount of punches. Yeah, okay, I read that one. But anyway, shout out to everybody, man. And shout out to everybody that dropped by on the Discord. Really appreciate it, fellas. Always appreciate it. Shout out to everybody who called, by the way, as well. Can't forget that. And before you drop out, don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't done so already and to subscribe. Don't forget to donate on the PayPal page or on the Discord page. But of course, the most important thing is that you continue to listen and support the show. So shout out to you, fellas. Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. And we'll catch you in the next one, I suppose. Take it easy, fellas. Take it easy. What the hell am I doing here? Stalling. Because anyway, here's the outro song. Have at it.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth. No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in everyone. Totally disappointed in everyone.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it no more. I'm disappointed in everyone.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
Let's just kill those fucking men.
What are you going to do about it?
You're happy because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. You're happy because you got nothing.
Lobito!
You got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA Boxing.